Hello everyone, welcome back to another Wednesday Faction Wars. This week we are doing a little bit of changes to the rules. We are limiting the uses of Regiments of Renown. I've got some feedback from some players mentioning that the Greenskins in particular, certain factions do have quite a few of Regiments of Renown. Specifically the Greenskins able to literally field an entire army of Regiments of Renown and still able to have like a decent playable army. And as a result, we are restricting the numbers of Regiments of Renown down to 3 per army. So no more like half an army of Regiments of Renown, like what the Greenskins can do here. And we shall see what happens with this rule change, and see if we want to adjust it further, maybe loosen up the limits for a bit more in the future, or just keep it as is, and we shall see. Anyways, this week we are playing as the Kislevites, a faction that I'm not exactly great at playing, but we are gonna try to play this regardless and see what happens here. And yeah, let's see what happens with this game. Other than that, yeah, let's just set things up. It's been a long while since I last played Kislev, so I'm not too familiar with how to play this faction myself. We shall see how that goes. Well, let's just have another Griffin Legion. Actually, just bring an Ice Witch of Tempest, because we need Hawks of Miska for the Discourage and Hailstorm to bombard enemies. Guardian Claw might be nice. Yeah, let's just get a Frostworm. And yeah, let's see what happens with this army then. Hey Grell, how are you doing? Yeah, doing alright. Butcherbird feedback, those players are being silly and or else shouldn't be limited. I do feel like 3 might be too small of a number for Regiments of Renown, because we did, if I remember correctly, the Warhammer 2 did see foot rules limiting Regiments of Renown down to a few units only. I don't remember exactly how many, but we're gonna trial the Regiments of Renown restriction this week and see what happens. For the next bit, Death Frost spam maybe actually that is a good idea, but I do want to have the Hawks of Miska to just bomb the enemy's leadership. It's Beastmen, they don't have a lot of leadership. And we shall see how that goes. Honestly, I have no idea. I just hope I don't fuck up my micro as usual. But yeah, we shall see. Let's get this going. 3 was the strict limit in Warhammer 2. Okay. Yeah, we can loosen up the limit in the future. If this was a bit too harsh, in terms of a Regiment of Renown numbers. But we are ready, just waiting for our opponent to get sorted as well. Yeah, my micro is just gonna be wrecked. In our case, especially against Beastmen. Both, like, Beastmen is a very fast, agile faction. It's kind of like Slaanesh. It just kind of exacerbates the difference in micro between you and your opponent, in that any small mistakes will be a lot more visible when you're playing as Beastmen, and if you're playing against Beastmen, any small mistakes on your side is still going to be very visible if your opponent is able to exploit that. Alright, looks like our opponent is also ready, and we shall see what happens. Like, I feel like even after the DLCs, like Kislev's units are still not that diverse, I don't think. Well, it's DLC, not DLCs. But yeah, wait, well, actually, hold on. Yeah, it's yeah, I don't feel like it's that diverse overall. There are some cheaper units, the Kislevite Warriors and stuff, but you're very much still down. Oh, I probably should have just went for Kislevite Warriors instead of Armored Corsairs, but Corsairs, but oh well, whatever. Too late now. And yeah, let's just get some Vanguard deployment and see what happens. It's against Beastmen. You need some mobility to counter their mobility. Yeah. But yeah, the bane of our build, I guess, is probably gonna be Spirit Leeching. Because we don't have any healing existing on our end. We do have a bit more HP as a Frostworm Lord, but that's about it. Like, it's not a whole lot. Yeah. Oh, I should turn that on, because my micro sucks. To the point of I don't trust my skirmishing play on my own. Like, if I can manage to notice some misses on the skirmishing play and actually react, I can turn it off, but otherwise I'd rather just have them keep running with a skirmish mode on. Alright, ready? Alright, let's go then. Our opponent is also ready. Alright, let's just start shooting and see what happens. Alright, shift our army a bit because we forgot to check the maps. Why are you not shooting, guys? Alright, time to back up. Should that, yeah, you guys stay back for a bit there. You guys, I guess, just push up. Oh, that's a lot of units blobbing. Let's keep shooting that. We're too far away to save that. Just can't really do much about it then. Whoa! Hold on, what just happened there? Alright, let's just walk in there. You guys pull out of there. Do some good damage, but I don't think it's worth it. Alright, let's just bombard that blob. I got some good damage. Let's just jump in and then dump a Hopes of Miska maybe. The horse archers are not doing jack shit. The fuck, bro? Start shooting, guys. Alright, the Hopes of Miska is getting stuff done, which is good. Alright, let's just keep bombarding stuff here. Alright, hopefully we will remember to jump in, get those sorted. The Minos are done for on this flank. The problem is the other Minos are rolling through our flanks. Alright, alright. Let's go and run those guys down. And start shooting this side of things. And we can drop in some heals. Dorma, alright, we're saving some magic for later. That's not ideal. Alright, where's the other? Alright, come back over here and help. We lost one of the skirmish cav, which is not ideal. Good news is their minos are not that healthy. So we can probably do some rear charges, shenanigans, and finish them off at some point later. Like now. Oh, the minos charge into our horse archers. Not great, not ideal. Not ideal at all. We still have one very healthy horse archer, which is great. You can go and do some melee on them. Probably a rear charge we can finish off those guys there. We just need a rear charge. Can they stand in there long enough? Probably not. It's down to... Alright, let's pull back there. Oh wait, no, we can probably finish these guys. Oh, and feebling foe. Well, there goes our last unit of Griffin Legion, I suppose. Damn it, I should have just charged in. Because right now it doesn't... It's not worth it anymore. Like, this Griffin Legion is just gonna get slaughtered. Oh well. Alright, just stand your ground and shoot then. Not much we can do here. Nobody remembered to capture the point, but I also don't have the resources to do so right now. Alright, bombard them. Didn't do a whole lot, but better than nothing, I guess. I might have to just drop a Host of Miska right about now. Can't really do much otherwise. I need that blob to break right about now. That discourage would be very helpful. Oh! Kislevites are still holding. They're still standing tall. They captured the point. No ideal. Okay, what is on their balance of power right now? Alright, bombard their formation and go and capture the point or something. Alright, that slapped them left, right, and center. And we took some damage, not ideal. And hopefully our Kislevite cavalry can help out here. I need them to hold. Right. We still have a good chunk of time ready to go. Yeah, let's pull back a bit and try and kill everything else. Oh, wow. Really? You're bringing army losses on me like that? Damn it. I think damn it. We're so close. We're so close. Well. Unfortunately, we took too much damage in our fights, in our engagements. Especially losing those Griffin Legion. That was, too much. There was too much to recover from, unfortunately. Oh well, it was a nice scrap. Overall. Definitely made some mistakes with the cavalry and whatnot, but oh well, it is what it is. This is Kislev versus Beastmen. Crazy army losses. As Kuriel says, RRs clearly aren't an external balance problem. Plenty of factions with none are amazing, plenty with many are bad. Fair, fair. It's the problem with our Regiment of Renown is that they are a very cost-effective form of like a tier 9, like level 9 units, right? So if we anyways, army performances wise, the infantry did okay, not amazing. I definitely should have went for Kislevite warriors instead of armored Kossars, but it is what it is. And Kossovite Dervishes could have been microed better there, as they were just bogged down, surrounded by a lot of infantry and cavalry. And yeah, definitely missed out on my Griffin Legion, especially. That one charge, that little tattered unit of Griffin Legion getting charged was not ideal. Getting caught by an enfeebling foe and surrounded in a forest. Very nicely played by my opponent there. Really nice army combo here with the Razor Gore Herd able to being a cheap and cheerful mobility, cheaper than great weapon Senegors, and yet they still have that armor piercing to threaten my armored cav. The horse archers did very well. Unfortunately, just yeah, the Griffin Legion didn't carry their own weight. People don't spam RRs, but yeah, that's true. Nobody's gonna actually play a full RR army, but yeah, one thing I do agree with is that, like, if we look at let's see, certain armies here, like say, if we compare a Night Gobble Fanatics, if we fully upgrade it into gold chevrons, you can see that they have literally the same stats. But at the same time, the Regiment of Renown, while being cheaper, have a lot more to go for them. Like having the Unbreakable alone is already a massive, massive boon. Just not being able to route at all. And again, cheaper. Same stats, cheaper, and the Regiment of Renown extra abilities. So, like, the Regiment of Renown is actually a pretty crazy thing, like a crazy cost-efficient unit to see on the battlefield. Particularly for greenskins, you have like so many different choices, especially with the Omens of Destruction DLC. You have the Snacklers, Death Thrower, and a bunch of other new Regiments of Renown, giving them, basically bringing them on par with the Empire, who also have a crap ton of Regiments of Renown. But nobody really uses Empire these days, so can't really say much about that. But yeah, you can see the Empire is also capable of bringing a shit ton of Regiments of Renown. So yeah, like, I do agree, the Regiments of Renown alone aren't that broken, but they're still, the fact that a few factions have a lot more access to them seems to be tilting them towards a more beneficial side on the meta. But yeah, I wouldn't say it's comparable to cheating itself. I mean, it's all. Alright, guys, please stop discussing or / arguing on the meta of Regiments of Renown for now. This tournament is to test out the Regiment of Renown problem, and if this is too restrictive, we can adjust the rules further in the future. I would appreciate everybody can stop arguing about the presence of Regiments of Renown for now, and then we can change the rules later. For now, for this week, the whole point is to test out whether it's necessary or whether it's ideal to restrict Regiments of Renown, and we can adjust the rules in the future 20s. But for now, Please stop discussing or arguing and flooding the chat with Regiment of Renown issues, and focus on the battles and enjoy the multiplayer games. Anyways, we are going up against Ash, and we are going back into Kislev. Yeah. Alright, against... Oh, Wood Elves. Alright, I'm worried about them bringing some trees. Alright, Krell, please stop discussing Regiment of Renown. Oh yes, feel free to give me feedback, but preferably not in the chat. Send me messages or put it in the Discord channel. That would be ideal. Because one, I can't really keep up with the chat when I'm also casting and playing games myself. And two, it's much easier for me to go back onto Discord and just check all the opinion there instead of trying to dig through the YouTube chat and try to memorize what have been mentioned. It's like, yes, really helpful to... It's always helpful to discuss rules, but I also want to keep track of them myself, to take notes of, and yeah. Not ideal to flood the chat with discussions. Sometimes I can't even keep track of every message on the chat myself. So ideally, it would be great if you can just put it on Discord, either in the public channel or via DM towards my Discord account. Both works. All right. Now Wolf Hearts and we need quite a bit of cavalry, some skirmishers, and let's just bring a smaller target. Go Cav Rush Snowballs. Go all Cav Rush Snow. The problem with all Cav Rush is I'm afraid of a Dursu here. Probably they won't bring a Dursu, but I'm still worried. So I'm gonna bring some form of infantry myself. Shit, how do I play this? Stankin? Yeah. It's been a while since I played Kislev. I think we can do Death Frost. Let's just do that. Yeah, let's just do Warhorse. We're gonna bring Death Frost, Ice Maiden Kiss, and Ice Sheep. And yeah, let's turn that off because we don't need the speed reduction. Still have some money left, and I guess something like that might work. It's been a long time since I played this faction, so forgive me if I blunder the builds. 12 Kislev Archer Speb. Sounds great, but I also don't want to go. But I also don't want to go full Archer Speb. I need to practice my my micro a bit. I'll just do. Ooh. Oh, actually, I haven't seen the little Grom on the battlefield in a while. Let me just do that. But what if they full rush me? I'll do that. Yeah, I think this will be my build. Yeah, whatever. I'm just gonna bring a few marchers. Wait, no, wrong guy. Yeah, I think that's fine. Still have some money left. We can turn. I might be useful for once, the missile block chance thingy. Snow Pendant. And then we have some money left, so yeah, we'll just bring the spear version, whatever the fuck. Alright, let's go. Alrighty, we have a lot of Vanguard units. Oh well. We might get bomb rushed to death. Who knows? Oh, well, this might be one of the situation where, yeah, this might be one of the situations where where armored Corsairs would be more warranted with their shields against the Wood Elf archers, I guess. But well, it is what it is. Turn on skirmish mode, because I need that sometimes to keep my stuff alive. Just gonna concentrate all my cavalry on one side and see what happens. Alright, ready when our opponent is. Good luck, have fun to them, and hopefully we don't die too fast. Now it would be funny if both sides decide to Vanguard deploy and we are just deploying behind each other's lines. But we shall see. Just waiting for our opponent to ready up then. Alright, let's go ahead. Oh, they're boxing. Okay. That is gonna be a bit awkward. That's a lot of archers. Oh boy.
It requires delicacy. On the march. Horse riders. Guided by hoarfrost. The winds of winter. Sir Gisli.
Can we get a net on? No. They're backing up. Out! Fuck! Don't bolt! Alright, I guess we have to just stay the hell away and see what happens. Hey, what's damaging them? Alright, we've captured the point. Now we can fall back a bit. What damaged them, I do wonder. Oh, power of darkness, that makes sense. They're squeezing out more magic and stuff. That's a lot of archer fire. I don't want to deal with that just yet. Just gonna keep staying back for now. Move up our stuff on the flanks. Start firing back at them. Alright, fire, 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 fire. Time to fire. Just fire everything. Charge everything in. We are... Oh shit, our stuff is dying fast. Alright. Just throw stuff in. Our lord is gonna die anyway, so just go down the Kislev way and take the enemy lord with her. Alright, there we go. She's gonna die. Both lords are dead, no more magic. It's just about units now. Although, honestly, in terms of units, we don't have the advantage here. We did manage to tie down some of the enemy units and stuff here and there. Alright. Oh, wait, we have one unit forgotten there? Alright, that could have been very useful there. See what we can do. Or just tying down whatever archers and chase them down however we can. Nope, nope, we just don't have enough resources here. We killed their lord, but that was not enough. Just like what we've learned last week, killing the lord is not the end of the game. That was, which is unfortunate. In this kind of late game scenario, the archers are too much. We tried our best here, but, too many archers, just too many archers. And, yeah, our coordinated assault wasn't good enough to handle everything from their end. Alright, can we get another charge towards that side? Charge, we have Fire Blood. Okay, could get one last charge in there, maybe? Nope, nope, that's not happening. Too many archers, just too many archers. Yeah. I don't regret YOLOing our lord in to kill their lord though. Cause we obviously was in a disadvantage in terms of spell exchange with the Doom Bolt blasting us. But yeah, the rest of the army trading is just not ideal. We basically had to last samurai a bunch of cavalry. Awesome gap shooting on those two cav. Which have the best micro ideal faction for him? For sure. Butcherbird does have very strong micro. Give me a second. Oh, that's 2. We managed to trade the Lord, but we got 12 archer to death there. Maybe I should have brought my own 12 archers instead. Good effort, I suppose, but yeah, so just not ideal with my army build against an archer spam build. Especially the Kozlovite dervishes just doesn't have any shields or armor to mitigate the incoming missiles and died horribly to the archer spam. There's so many Starfire Shafts and Blade Gods in total. 12 units, man. 12 units is a lot. It's a whole fucking lot. I feel like I've seen more of the Wood Elf 12 archers build recently, as that overwhelming firepower is really indeed the bane of every single melee unit. Yeah. Unless there's artillery, I guess, but that's a different question here, because maybe I should have cut 2 horse archers, and I should have cut all the horse archers and just bring a little Grom. Maybe. But yeah, anyways, GG to my opponent there, very nicely played, and rushed down my line of rather fragile Khosar line. So the Khosars didn't do much. The Wolf Hearts managed to lock down the Spellweaver and killed her with the help of the Ice Witch, and yeah, the Ice Witch just YOLO'd into melee and beat the shit out of the Spellweaver. That was funny. Yeah, that's a lot of archer firepower. But yeah, I personally, I don't really play with 12 archers. Shit, let me just find my opponent there. Because I'm supposed to play against Milky Way now. Oh. The Sleeping Beauty has remembered to wake up this week. And yeah, we're going up again. Oh wait, Lizardman? Oh boy, oh no! Ah! How do I play this? Should I go 12 archers myself this time round? I don't have any armor debuff, so... Ooh. Maybe I should bring the hack of Lore of Hag. No, spell resistance, not that. Just bring... Yeah! Just bring the Curse of the Ancient Witch and see what happens, I suppose. Vengeful Spirits? It's silence. Damage to self and... I can do... It seems like it sucks as a... Witch Brew, Overcast is a healing... Yeah, Witch Brew and Curse of the Ancient Witch, I guess. That 60 armor and missile block chance debuff might come in useful. I don't freaking know. It's not like I play with Lore. It's not like anyone play with the Lore of Hacks much. So I wouldn't know. And then just a shit ton of archers. Yeah, that's within limits, I think. And then there's another missile with the Hack Witch. So I think that's the unit limits and whatnot. And then we bring a Lord that can fight dinos. Or should I just bring an Ataman? The Ataman doesn't have anything useful. Alright, I'll just bring Boris Ursus. And bring a couple powerful cavalry and stuff like that. Don't really bring Erskine. Yeah, Erskine it is. And then can I squeeze out the money for it? I probably can. Can I get enough? No, I can't get another wing lance. Let's just get 3 of these bad boys. Colossal Strike, Short Blade, and we're out of money. Fun times. 5, 8, 11. Just cut Witch Brew, maybe? Oh no, that's not ideal. I'll keep Witch Brew. See if I can squeeze out some funds elsewhere. And, Correct, with Resilience, that, because fatigue is a pain in the arse to deal with, and, get a fewer archers now. 2 of these, maybe? Oh, and then another archer back in. Okay, that's 10, 11, and yeah, I think that's about it in terms of unit builds. Turn off Heroic Resilience and get another Cultivate Dervishes. Yeah, I don't even know what I'm playing as, but we shall see if the Hagwitch Armored debuff can kill dinos, because I think I can kill skinks fine with this build with so many archers and stuff. Although Corn Cavalry would be a concern. I don't have any solutions. Or just bring an Oath Brothers of Tor and then some dervishes, maybe. Get out of these bad boys, and then Rid of the Land doesn't do anything interesting. I don't even know what I'm building, but we shall see if this works. I saw Old Omen take strong HE build into 12 shooters, Kislev, Olaf, I think. Barely a single unit made it into melee. That would be a pain to deal with. The problem, I guess, if you're not expecting artillery, then a 12 shooter build would make a lot of sense. But whenever there's artillery or spell kiting involved, the 12 shooter build would be in a bit of a rougher time, not exactly the roughest time. But yeah, it's definitely a pain to deal with as with a melee-centric army. But yeah, we shall see what happens here. Hopefully, our own archer spam would work this time. I have no idea if it's gonna work, but we shall see. That's the beauty of bringing random builds, trying out random factions all the time. Yeah, I feel like the problem is, unless you're playing this game a lot, like a whole lot, a few hours every day, it's very hard to like master every single faction. Good thing is, for the meta didn't change often in Warhammer 3, so I guess there's more time for everyone to familiarize themselves with the meta and whatnot. But yeah, overall it's still quite rough to just understand how each faction works. Right, we have Hagwitch riding around. Shots won't really work because they're jack shit. They're absolute shit. But we shall see what happens here. Kislev can just bring Mass Unbreakable Archer versus Wood Elves, but they definitely don't need to. Yeah, they have so much mobility option. I feel like they have what it takes to break down every single Wood Elf defensive formation with so much of their cavalry and armored infantry. But I'm also afraid of Durthu sometimes. Tree Papas certainly leave an impression. to their opponent. Alright, it is skink spam. So I hope the archer would work here. Oh shit, it's a Ferrodrit. Our old brothers of Tor is gonna be a bit busy today. Oh, is that a... That's a blob build. Oh boy. I'll just stand the ground and start shooting. I guess as soon as the skinks are approaching us. I don't think... Honestly, I don't think bringing Dreadsorian against Kislev is a good idea. Oh no! Line of sight issues, damn it. Alright, I need you guys to just rush. Shoot the shit out of those red crested. Alright, let's just jump them right there. And everyone turn over and start shooting that. Oh, and also, which reel? Please, I need to start healing. Like right now. Alright, and now lay that shit. And now lay that Dreadsorian for me, please. For once, the Hack Witch is useful. For once, the Hack Witch is useful. My god. The armor debuff worked. Alright, just shoot the middle, I guess. They forgot to follow up the Legion of Chakra, I guess. Oh. Oh, hello. Why are you there, Skink Chief? Shoot this guy while you're at it. No, you move out of there. I don't want you to stay in melee anymore. Shoot them. Shoot them. Oh, wow, okay. Oh, I didn't even realize that was there's a Lord Croak in there. That was a brave choice. Brave choice indeed. Either ways, we're still shooting everything to death. Alright, jump back in and drop those, Deliverance of pizza coming in! It's coming! The nuke! Well, we dodged, like, a bit of it, but most of it is still, like, absolute destruction. Alright, just bombard everything and nuke their stats, I suppose. Not much to do here, other than, just bombard them a bit here and there. Alright. Time to fly away, time to float away and kill some of those single entities there. Alright, I think we're mostly okay in this round because of the missile spams and stuff. Oh, they forgot their red crested. Alright. I rather not. I wouldn't protest if they forgot about it for a bit. Alright, kill Lord Croak then. Let's see. Yeah, we got some pretty stupid attack buffs. I don't think we can dodge that one. We're just gonna eat it. Fuck it. Our bears are still there. Time to pull the shit out of there. We lost our spell support, so no more healing for us. Alright, another few more seconds before we can use the... Oh shit! Oh shit! We need to split up! Split up, guys! Don't blow up like that. Alright, yeah, I think it's just about shooting now. Where's the capture point? I kind of... Oh yeah, it's there. Yeah, we got this, I think. Alright, you guys can come over here and drop your lightning attacks again. Keep shooting Lord Croak. Although Lord Croak have some stupid resistances, we still have to... we still have to do it. Time to give them a bit of a blinded debuff. Everyone, you stop seeing things. You guys are blinded now. No more hitting things or dodging attacks for you guys. Alright, Shard Blade drains everything down to their last bit of HP. And I think we got this. So I guess playing Kislev really is just brings more Daka. And if you're afraid of Dursu, just bring Death Frost. Fair. I probably should have just done that. But yeah, mass archers, need to think about how to deal with that, other than bringing my own mass archers. Maybe artillery? Maybe bring one low grum would be neat. Yeah, I think we got this. It's pretty much just a Court of Sotek now. Just finish them and we're good, and we're done. Oh, these little skinks are you know, charging into their devs. Alright. Still have a few of them left. Just finish this. Oh, they turn and refuse to die at this little one, Defiant Skink. He's not going down. Can he bring down this armored Kossar? Can he bring down anyone with them? Oh no! He's getting thrown around. Oh shit, I didn't realize. I thought skinks were like smaller than humans. Like, but it's just that they're leaning towards the front, so they sort of look shorter, but they're actually the same size if they stand upright. Huh. Interesting. Ah, shit. But yeah, for once, the Hag Witch actually was useful. Using the missile debuff and the armor debuff, and then just spam archers. And of course, we have the Oath Brothers of Tor surrounding the Pharaoh Dreadsorian, absolutely nuking that shit to the ground. And the infantry line held out pretty nicely, so the archers were able to just keep shooting and earn back their worth overall. Yeah, GG to my opponent though. Very nice to see Lord Croak for once. And just absolutely blasting everything on my side. I took so much losses from those deliverance of pizza. And yeah. The Red Crested though struggled quite a bit with the archer spam, so I guess it was my turn to spam archers and stuff. But yeah, Oath Brothers of Tor as usual, very very strong with that blinded debuff. Especially like nuking down the stats of the Pharaoh Dreadsorian, allowing the Oath Brothers and Boris to do a lot more damage to this guy. GG to my opponent there. I like how you had time to cordially greet the skink chief when he turned up unannounced. Well, we always treat anyone with friendliness, even if the outcome of the meeting is death. Gotta respect your opponent and show etiquette, you know, show proper etiquette, even if we're on the battlefield. Anyways, let me just quickly check the brackets and see if we are on round 4 or are we still waiting for some of the battles to conclude. Finally, we were able to win 1 battle, so we don't have to face a 4-lose streak. But so that is nice. We do have ooh. I'm seeing a few potential candidates for becoming victors of this tourney. Oh wait. Oh. Okay, one last battle going on in this round, so I'm just gonna go and download some replays first, so that we have things to cast right after the live battles end. And yeah, if you're playing in a tournament and watching the stream, remember to send in your replays onto the Discord channel so I can cast them after we finish casting. We finish the live battles in the tourney. That can't be the end of the 20 already. One more round. It's actually, I'm surprised how fast this 20 has been going. Like right after I end my battle, every round we then have an opponent dropping in a message and be like, yeah, let's go. Here's the lobby. Usually we would have to wait a bit, like right now, but and also wait quite a while before we start each game. But today's tourney is going quite swiftly, and I do appreciate that a lot. Things get a lot more efficient, and yeah, we are able to get everything done in a short time and with minimal waiting time for everyone. Just action after action. Great stuff. Can we cast anything right now? We might be able to cast 1 battle before we move on to round 4. We don't really have a final in the Swiss format tourney. Maybe I can host something on one of the weekends with like a best of 3, the normal elimination tourneys, and then we would have finals in 20. But at the same time, we do have more Saturday and Sunday 20s going these days. I think the new player 20 came back, so I'm also a bit more wary of competing against other content creators, for example, Tequila Sunset, in the same like time slot, and just dividing viewership and stuff. So I need to think about what would be the ideal time to cast battles, to host tourneys on a weekend or on days other than Wednesday same time, because like this time Wednesday 6 p.m. British time is like the one time I always do things, so it's like everyone knows that, and it's easier for everyone to plan around it. And if instead of me just switching times, switching tournament times all the time, and I'll have to work around everyone's time, which is not as ideal. So yeah. Saturday is a new player 20 though. Yeah, that's what I'm wary about. So oh shit. Okay. So this battle is a Korn versus Cathay, because we're still waiting on round 4, I think. So I decided to just go ahead with casting another battle. Yeah. Give me a second here. Cathay versus Korn, and Cathay is boxing, and they're boxing hard. A wall of Jade Warriors, halberds, and Peasant Long Spears, with in the center Celestial Dragon crossbows, Grace of Kuei Yin, Jade Warrior crossbows, and Iron Hail gunners, and a Jungle War Drum, providing that immune to psychology. Possibly? Did they not turn on the yeah, they haven't turned on the disdain of the Dragon Emperor. So no immune to psychology yet, but I assume it's gonna turn on soon. Yuanbo the Jade Dragon leading the army. We are seeing more of Yuanbo these days with Grand Cathay players. Not sure if it's because they're just playing casually with memes, or if they're looking to go after that net of Amintok plus execution abilities of this Grand Cathay Dragon. For the Corn Army, actually, let's just check the spell kit. Yeah, Net of Amintok and Shim's Burning Gaze. That's very standard stuff. There's also the Great Loma Riders in the skies to deal with possible aerial units like Furies. And on the other side for Corn, a ton of Furies. All 4 Furies are in the skies already. Ground forces of Marauders of Corn, Corn Gores, quite a few Corn Gores, Minotaurs, and the Bloodwake Berserkers. Leading the army is Valkia the Bloody, and they're in a bit of a trouble, I feel like, because, yeah, they really need to be wary of that Net of Amintok and a shit ton of armor-piercing fire. Because even the Bloodwake Berserkers can get deleted if they're not careful. Wait, hold on. Stop the stream? Hold on, what are we doing? Oh, we have round 4. Never mind. Let's just go play round 4. We can come back to this later. Alright, thanks for the reminder, guys. Let me just, Alright. Alright, let's go and play now. Give me a second. We are fighting Kukinko then. Okay, we're going against Corn. This is gonna be a melee match. We shall see. Do we have finals? We don't have finals. This is just a regular Swiss 20. Everyone just play 4 rounds, and that's about it. Just giving everyone a nice occasion to get together, get some multiplayer games going. And instead of facing the wild west of the regular ranked multiplayer. All right, let me just find Kukinko. If you slip in a 5th, I wouldn't be mad at you. The thing is, we have it also involves all the other players, right? So I can't just I can't just randomly add another round, unfortunately, because I can't be sure whether the 8 other players have stuff to do after a few casual games. So yeah. Anyways, let's see if oh, they do have a lobby. Let me just jump right in then. This is the only problem with getting the multiplayer games going, and it is you have to consider everyone's time slots and availability. So sometimes nobody's around, so you can't really host anything and have to cancel the weekly 20. But that is what it is. You just kind of have to accept it, and yeah, you can't. Yeah, you can't. It's a lot less. You are less likely to just do what you would prefer, I would say. But yeah, anyways, let's go with another. Do we have to do Archer spam again? Anyways, let's just bring Oath Brothers of Tor first, regardless. Right. Let's see. You know what? I want to play with Little Grom, so I'm gonna bring Little Grom instead of the archers here, and a line of cheap Kislevite warriors, a line of archers, boxing up a bit today, and ooh, Das Hearthblade. Let's just bring these guys, cause we can probably do some pretty funny shenanigans with them. Patriarch, we need Solek's Lullaby, and let's just bring these ones, and can't use that. We can use that. S5 attack and defense, baby. What does the Boyar have? Not much. Expert charger defense, that's just meh. Druzina doesn't add any Yeah, no, it doesn't add any interesting melee buffs. Let's just bring an Ice Witch and bring Frostblades. And hopefully the Daz Hearthblade can do all the killing in melee. We shall see if that works at all. You know what? Yeah, fuck it, Crystal Sanctuary, let's go. That Guardian will turn on the Iron Ice armor as well. Get a Ward Bear to give Frostworm. Yeah, that's fine. We're going with a bit of a blob fight then. What else? We have enough money for a little Grum, so we're gonna bring a little Grum. We're not bringing cavalry though. So there's that. We don't have enough money for cavalry. That's the problem. I don't even know what I'm building anymore. Give me a second. What if I bring a couple things in the wood? Nah, it's not worth it. We'll bring a little Grom just because I want to, and yeah, 2 armored Corsairs, no money, really? Come on. This is a tiny army that probably won't work. But we shall see. Oh god, what am I even doing? Nah, I'm gonna bring a little bit more normal stuff. Just bring a Warbearer like a normal Kislavite person. And bring 3 Kossal Spears. Got some leftover money. Frostblade, Crystal Sanctuary, and yeah, that's about it. We're just gonna have to tank this in the melee blob fight or something. We're not bringing big, giant, single entity monsters because I don't wanna. Probably would be worth it if I just cancel the little Grom and bring a big snow bear, but nah, I want to bring a little Grom. It's been a while since I've seen it in battle. If we want to cut something here, just cut the Guardian Call, bring that, and then can we cut something else here? Towards Battle Hymn would be useful here. I like how Arari. Oh god, this is not ideal. Yeah, we'll just do this here. And see how much the archers can do. You did tell me not to do Superhero weeks ago, and I respect your reasons why, but Total Defiance. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I really appreciate the extra super chats. I guess it's the extra budget for me to get another Steam game. Thank you. I appreciate it. I mean, I did turn on the super chats if anyone, if you want to donate, but like, it's just there. I appreciate any anything you guys give me, but I personally don't really. It's not I don't really like. I appreciate it, but I don't need them. Yeah. So just if you have some spare change, then feel free to do it, whatever or not, or you can just save it for yourself and buy another Steam game for yourself. Anyways, yeah. Thank you. Yeah, as I said before, I wouldn't say no if you would like to throw some super chat at me, for sure. But at the same time, like, if you have better use for it, feel free to just keep it to yourself and use it on your own. Like, don't don't feel like you need to send me anything or anything. Yeah, it's just there. It's open because who would say no to some extra change, right? But the main purpose of this channel isn't really about establishing a channel or like or trying to make a content creator life or anything. Like my return for this channel comes elsewhere, and yeah, so far it's been working out, and yeah, thank you. Been watching you for 5 years on and off, but mainly because you turned down the character voices when I asked a few weeks ago. Okay, all right then. Yeah, but the character voices are great. They add character. Well, very literally, adds character to the characters. You should love them. All right, this is the blob, and we're gonna start shooting soon. We'll probably have to send everything into a blob fight at some point. Yeah, let's just start shooting and see if the cannons can take down the Bloodwake Berserkers. Like how good can it do against the Bloodwake Berserkers? Good stuff. Okay. Yeah. So solution to Bloodwake Berserkers: shoot the shit out of them before they can get close. Note to self: just bring artillery, man. Pain. I forgot to dodge that. Ouch. Just keep shooting. I need to shoot them down ASAP. Yeah, I can't be bothered to switch firing mode. It's not like. Alright, I most certainly won't be. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna turn on Crystal Sanctuary right about now. And let them eat the charge. And start debuffing things here. Oh shit, let's just go there, Frostblade, give them a little bit of a buff there, and come on. Alright, everyone, just buffs all over the place. Get this shit going. Alright, we managed to deal with most of the Bloodwake Berserkers. There's still a good chunk of it remaining there, but we gotta hold. Our army is small, unfortunately, very narrow. The Song of Winter Sunlight count. I mean, I have to use it now, or else I would never use it. Okay, I guess the cannons aren't. Okay, shit. Our army is too narrow. We spent so much money on dealing with on trying to break the fucking Wrathmongers. It just didn't. The rest of the army just fell apart because we didn't give enough attention to them. Just eat those throwing axes. Yeah, our army just got picked apart there. We killed most of the Bloodwake Berserkers, but that's about it. Because we spent like an army's worth of money just to kill them. The rest of the army fell apart and just got rushed down. We're so afraid. Yeah, like we didn't even have time to use the rest of the Patriarch's buffs. I probably should have used this, because the AoE would have been way more useful there.
Mother of the eye.
Yeah, that was an ideal build from my end. And I got rushed down. Big mistake on the army build myself, going all in on that melee, and yeah, just not enough things to deal with all the possible tools that... Ooh, shit, I forgot to save the round 3 battle. Oh well. Yeah, the Little Grom did some damage, but I was so distracted to deal with the Bloodwake Berserkers. Everything else just kind of rushed in and killed my stuff. Yeah, the Kossars didn't do anything. And Da's Hearth Blades did some good damage, but that's because of how much support I gave them. And without those support, they didn't do enough either. Yeah, so, yeah, definitely a big miss on my part with the army build. Stacking everything onto, like, one engagement, everything else just got neglected and get ran over by everything else. GG to my opponent there. I spent way too much on, well, yeah, on the anti-Bloodwake Berserker solution there and didn't really pay attention to the Minotaurs and whatnot. If the Little Grom instead shot at the Minotaurs, that probably would have been a bit more worth it. Yeah. Kite is better than melee into coin for sure. Yeah, that is definitely the case actually. Everyone fighting against coin is always kite. Kiting is the way, but GG to my opponent there, very well played and well built with their army. They're rushing down my rather static formations. I don't have the kind of armor and a defense to hold up against a corn rush. And even with all that shooting and debuffs and buffs against the Bloodwake Berserkers, they still managed to get some solid damage value. Yeah. GG. This build works versus Kite too. For oh yeah, that's true. There's a lot of mobility and shields. Kite, the bane of my existence. Kite, whether against kiting or trying to play kiting. All right, we have a few more replay files, so I'm just gonna go and download them first, and be back in a bit. We do have quite a few replays, so yeah, let's just give me a second there. The turnout for today is pretty good. So we have quite a few games to check out. And one more game to go. Ooh. I think we might have a 3-way tie. Yeah, I think we have a 3-way tie in this 20 here. 4-way tie. Yeah, maybe 3 or 4-way tie depends on the end here. Yeah, it depends on this one final battle. So yeah, let's see what happens. Let me just quickly message the tourney channel and see if everyone is down for an actual finals round. If not, we will conclude the tourney afterwards. But if everyone is down for more games, then I'm happy to cast them as well. Let me just do the tournament admin stuff. Give me a second. All right. A 4-way tie is FFA. A 3-way tie, even a 3-way tie in the 4th place. Yeah, if we, there are 2 ways to go about it. Let's see. Okay, looks like the final game has concluded, and we do indeed have a 4-way tie. There are 2 ways to go about it. One is a free-for-all. I probably won't be casting it live because it's already... I don't want to crash the game with 5 people linking up together. Or 2, these 4 players played 2 games, 1 versus 1, and then it's just 2 games. And then whoever wins from those 2 games will play in another final. So in the end, there will be 3 games. But then again, it only happens... Alright, looks like, yeah, Contrarian Codex. Looks like Contrarian Codex is the 4th player that has a 3 win today, but we have a 4-way tie. So 2 ways. Let me just quickly do tournament admin. Give me a second. Wait, can you should be able to cast free for all, right? Yeah, if I remember correctly, you can cast free for all. So alright, looks like it's a very easy decision to do free for all then. We are gonna see a free for all. No, not siege battle. Please don't do siege battle. Wait, survival? Wait, what? I kind of forgot what the survival battle do. Give me a second. No, not the survival battle. It's gonna take forever. No. Alright, let's see if, let's hope our internet holds up. I mean, let's hope everyone's internet holds up, because, oh wait, shit. I shouldn't have done join. Let me just quickly leave this. And, wait, what? Oh wait, no. Yeah, let's hope the internet holds up here, because the power, the speed and the smoothness of a free-for-all game isn't defined by the best internet. Isn't defined by our internet. It's defined by the weakest internet. So yeah. If somebody's lagging, everyone lags. So let's hope that doesn't happen. But either ways, it's been so long since we had a free-for-all, so it's nice to see one. I do miss a good old free-for-all. Madness. Might just be laggy as fuck. Yeah, that's the point. That's the idea, I suppose. Wait, who's not in? I think Ash. Wait, Ash is in, so Flower. Right, yeah, we're just waiting Flower now. Waiting for Flower. Oh, oh boy, it's been so long since we had a proper free-for-all. This is gonna be nice. Grand Cathay, it's very static. Nurgle is blobby, but they do have some mobility options. And what else? Bretonia. Wait, is Flower Bretonia? Strevlet. I think that's also Flower. So, oh wait, no, Flower is Dark Elves. Ooh, yes, the factions are these factions mostly have mobile options except Grand Cathay. They have mobility, but not their mainstay. They're not their main strength. So it's gonna be interesting to see how the more static factions maneuver on this battlefield. Because the free-for-all maps are a lot bigger than your usual land battle and conquest maps. And you have to be a lot more active in moving around and try to pick your engagements. And a lighter, faster army would have an advantage for that, but at the same time, a lighter and faster army would get easily attrition down and might not have the power to stay till the end, be the last one standing. So it's very much a trade-off in terms of your army's abilities here. We shall see what happens. It would be interesting, for sure. It's not gonna be like your usual meta. But yeah, with this battle, we shall decide who is the real winner of this Wednesday 20. Oh, mate, pick a map. Pick a map. Troll Country seems fine, honestly, but ooh. Alright, looks like they want to do Desert Canyon. Which is a fairly restrictive, I suppose, because there's a lot of impassable terrain. I don't know if this is the best. Let me just drop them. Alright, I don't know if Contrarian Codex see my message, but hopefully they do. If not, we're just gonna go with the flow then. I'm not gonna move over to army setup panel because for fairness sake, don't want to show everyone what they're building because yeah, just to eliminate any possibilities of cheating and army peeking. Alright, looks like everyone's ready. We'll be proceeding with this map then. Alrighty, let's go. So, army builds. You can see there's a big block of impossible terrain between the two sides of the battlefield, connected by one wide bridge and two small bridges. So, the options for these armies are they can just try and squeeze through these gaps and try to get to the other side, or just clash against the opposing army on the same side of the map, and then before moving into the center to get that final showdown. So we shall see what happens here. If an army has enough flyers, they can probably do the sneaking through here route. But yeah, let's look at the army builds. So, Wood Elves are going with a shit ton of archers again. Oh, look at all these 12 units of freaking archers. Oh no. They will be playing fairly passively, and there's a lot of impossible terrain, giving them a great boon to just kind of sit back and shoot, which is probably not going to be ideal here for anyone to try and hit them up. Especially they're opposing a Nurgle army that doesn't have a lot of mobility options. The Bio Trolls would absolutely get annihilated. And yeah, no armies here are equipped to deal with, oh wait, except the Sky Junk. But they're on the other side of the battlefield, so yeah, that's gonna be, ooh, I wonder how, I like all players, but, oh, yeah, it's fine Criterion Codex, rather just keep the battle going instead of trying to restart this, but yeah, I feel like the Wood Elves build would have a lot of advantage on this impossible terrain-filled map. Not a whole lot of space to maneuver, and not a whole lot of ways to flank around and hit up these Glade Gods from behind or anything. Spell kiting would probably be your best bet, but there's no spell kiting available here. That's the problem. Yeah, for the Nurgle army, a front line of Pestigor, second line of Wild Trolls, Silver Chevron, triple Silver Chevron, but they're just gonna sit there. They're just gonna eat a bunch of arrows and die, I'm afraid. That's the unfortunate fact, being a melee-only army facing a Last Samurai build, more like the Last Samuraiing the other side build. All right, anyways, Jade Warriors for the Nurgle army halberd line, a bunch of Jade Warrior crossbows behind them, Righteous Lances of Waging and the Great Longmar Riders, 2 Sky Junks, and Zhaoming the Iron Dragon, and for the Dark Elves, it would be a couple K9 Assassin, and 3 units of Scourge Runner Chariots, a line of Bleak Swords. That's about it. And Nurgle very wisely seeing the horde of archers. They're like, yeah, no, we're not fighting that. And shit, sorry about the wall there, the cliffs. I have the debug camera on, so it does clip through walls and stuff, because it's designed to do exactly that. And looks like the Grand Cathay army is doing some damage against the oh yeah, the Raven Herald do have armor-piercing missile damage, and they're just thinning out some of these Righteous Lances of Waging. Sky Junk though slowly poking down the Scourge Runner Chariots, including the Ravagers of Rakarth, and yeah, doing some chip damage here and there. While Grand Cathay and Dark Elves are just duking it out against each other. Ooh, Kina Assassin doing some nice damage against the Sky Junk already, with the help of the triple Scourge Runners, really shutting down the enemy rockets. But yeah, Nurgle, they're like, yeah, no, we're not gonna rush into this in the whole horde of archers. Like, we can't do that. So Wood Elves are sitting at a very advantageous position. They're just waiting for all the armies on the other side to exhaust themselves before going in for the killing blow. While Nurgle, knowing that they cannot fight Wood Elves head on, they are just gonna back out from that fight, squeeze through that narrow passage, and try to get to the Grand Cathay's fragile rear side. And yeah, Scourge Runners and the Ravagers of Recover doing some really solid damage against the Grand Cathay army here. And the Grand Cathay army definitely not enjoying being skirmished down like that, for sure. And on the other side, the Battle Trolls are getting through now. Like, they have no reason to just stand there and eat arrows. Wait, what are you doing, Pastigors? Just keep running! The archers are coming to shoot you up! Just run! Just go! Just go, man! Just go! Abandon the fight! And try to get as much damage as possible on the other side of the battlefield. But yeah, we shall see what happens here as the Dark Elves are getting more and more damage done. The main problem are really these Blade Gods on the other side. Nobody have the kind of mobility to go after them yet. Yeah, you can see the Dark Elf army. Oh, internet connection, a little bit of lag spike. Oh, let's see what happens. Admin loss for Codex is only fair. Oh well, it's fine. Oh wait, I didn't even realize they have Siren of the Red Ruin on the field. But either ways, I don't think that matters a whole lot. Grand Cathay is in a really awkward position right here. The Pestigors are being sent out and try and slow down the enemy advance there. They hack down some Glade Riders, but the archers are going to make short work of these guys soon, very soon. Yeah, they're gonna turn on Tears of Nurgle soon, aren't they? But yeah, the Battle Trolls are coming in, slamming into the rear side of these Grand Cathay army as they are out of position. The infantry are trying their hardest to try and push the Dark Elf position, but the problem is that those skirmishers are too fast and they can't catch up, being screened out by the Bleak Swords. They're cutting down the Bleak Swords for sure, but here comes the Hammer and Anvil, a weird one. And the Sky Junk are doing good damage with the rockets though. But yeah, a Hammer and Anvil, a Dark Elf, Anvil, and a Nurgle Hammer. With all these Battle Trolls slamming into the back there. And not only are they breaking those Jade Warriors, they're breaking the Bleak Swords as well. Oh god, the stomach acid, -8 leadership. These Bleak Swords are getting routed and damaged. And yeah. I don't even know what killed the Jade Warriors, honestly. Is it? Might it possibly be Stream of Corruption and stuff? But yeah, the Wood Elves, after walking around for half the battle, they're finally getting to the front line. But right now, the Sky Junk turning around, seeing the weakness in the Wood Elf formations as they are trying to maneuver, but having their formations messed up a bit. Nurgle army does not have any ways to deal with the Sky Junk, so the Sky Junk are in perfect position to deny the archers from approaching the battlefield, while the Nurgle army, in a strange turn of events, not only breaking a bunch of Jade Warriors, they're just pushing back those Dark Elves and getting some minor value, because most of the value goes into like they're routing a lot of troops, but they don't have the numbers and bodies to just keep pushing back to hunt down all these routed troops. So that's a bit off course. But wait, Xiaoming got routed and goes straight off the battlefield. What was happening? We're probably getting shot up by the K9 assassin and get beat up by a bunch of Battle Trolls. But yeah, with the Sky Junk being the protectors of the Nurgle army. Oh god. The Dark Elf army is still fighting strong, with their skirmishing core very much intact, using most of their ammo on their Scourge Runner chariots at this point. While the Siren of the Red Ruin also got used some of their ammo and stuff. But yeah, this is a strange battle for sure. As these Raven Heralds, they have the ability to stay in the sky and just chip away at the enemy army. While the Nurgle is just keep driving back the enemy army into the white line, but armies going into the white line does not count into the damage value of the army that routes them. So unfortunately, Scarborough and Exiled with their Nurgle army did a lot of good impact on the battlefield, routing a shit ton of army. But at the same time, they themselves didn't earn much in terms of value. The good news is that because of so much value being off the map, it's much harder for the Wood Elf army, who have been sitting around on the other side of the battlefield for most of the battle, to recuperate enough value to catch up. Because even until now, the Wood Elves simply have not seen much action, and they have almost 10 grand worth of value that they need to catch up on to Flower to get the win. Of course, there's like a 3,000 gold advantage there if they can survive till the end, and most likely they will, given how healthy they are. But can they bridge the gap of the value? We shall see here. They certainly do have the damage potential to do that. But the Nurgle army really is denying the Wood Elf from a lot of... It's more almost as if it's the Scorched Earth tactics, like they're sending all the value off the map. They are not getting all that value, but at the same time their opponents can't get all the value. And also weakening the other side of the Dark Elves as well. Now, the Grand Cathay army has bowed out of the battle because all their assets are lost, being sandwiched between two very tough opponents. And looks like the Dark Elves are also running out of steam as well. Their ammo is running low. All the Scourge Runner chariots are done for in terms of ammo and forced into melee even. While the archers are coming in. But I wish Codex could stay a little longer, because they still have some ammo on the Sky Junks to do more damage to the Wood Elf archers and deny them from a bit more value. But we shall see what happens here, as the best way for Dark Elves to secure the win is just suicidal charge into all the Bow Trolls, die horribly in there, and then lose the battle. That way, this army of Bow Trolls probably would not be able to give enough value to the Wood Elves to win the day. But at the same time, the Dark Elves are still able to squeeze out a bit more value. Just keep kiting and throwing in some Soul Stealer, jumping in with Malekith there, while the Wood Elves are coming in to finish off everything else on the battlefield here. It's a bit of a bizarre free-for-all and a very interesting one indeed. Oh, Doombolt! Wait, Doombolt! Holy shit, did he just shot himself with his own Doombolt? No, that's funny. Oh wait, no, the Doombolt comes from the Spellweaver. Oh, it looks like the Wood Elves are getting... Yeah, I forgot, the Wood Elves did bring their own Doombolt, and yeah, that is doing a lot of damage. Did I not ban Doombolt? I might have... Oh, I might have cancelled the ban on Doombolt. Maybe I should ban it again. Yeah, I cancelled the ban on Doombolt. I didn't realize it's still that much of a bullshit spell. I'm gonna ban the Doombolt next week. Sorry about that. I thought they improved it. But yeah, now the Dark Elf are 1,000, are 13,000 in terms of gold damage value, and the Wood Elves still have roughly 8k to catch up on, and they're unlikely to do so. They are getting a lot of value from killing all the Battle Trolls. That's no questions asked. But with how weak Malekith is right now, I don't think they can contribute another 5k gold worth of damage value to bridge the gap. Right now, the Dark Elves are trying to just squeeze out as much value as possible against these routed troops. And maybe just trying to finish this Lord here as well. And perhaps they can do some kiting. Just fly over, finish off the Dryads on the other side, and just avoid fighting all these Glade Gods and whatnot. Because the Dark Elves are definitely out of resources. Oh, still have a couple Noxious Breaths left. But those archers are going to annihilate them for sure, no questions asked. So we shall see what happens here. Can the Wood Elves scrap around enough value to overtake the Dark Elves, or have their passiveness in the game cost them this victory? We shall see here. They are certainly earning back their value for quite a bit, but yeah, we shall see. The Siren of Red Ruin definitely need to pull the hell out of there and maybe do some kiting. Oh, it looks like there is a... Wait, what even is that? Oh, the Dragon's Egg. Yeah, the Black Dragon Egg. Doing some nice damage. Getting a little bit more... Squeezing out a little bit more value against the Wood Elves. And a Breath Attack. Destroying some of these Glade Gods. But at the same time, Malekith got hit by a shit ton of Archer Fire. And is paying a heavy price for that little stop in front of the enemy Archer formation. And he's a little bit too close to the front line to get a good... to retreat out of range. Look at all these arrows raining in. Dude is not having a good time. But yeah, one YOLO charge, the final charge from these Scourge Runner chariots, as all these archers were a bit distracted. Oh, never mind! They couldn't even make it into melee in time. Got some good impact onto the Glade Gods, even routing them. But yeah, Malekith is having a rough time. Siren of the Red Ruin got deleted. The Raven Heralds are approaching the enemy formation, but they might just get destroyed as well. Yeah, the Dark Elves are going in for that one YOLO charge, and but still ahead by 7,000 gold worth of damage value. Can Malekith get onto the ground and get some more value, or will Army Losses hit? Looks like Army Losses has hit, and that shall be GG here. Oh wait, no, this one Defiant Kena Assassin decides to hold on. Dimbolting yourself in this situation would actually be a good play for the Dark Elves. Yeah, it is, but unfortunately I think that came from the Spellweaver. But yeah, I think that's about it here. Malekith fell, dropping into the abyss of a bottomless river. And that shall be GG. A nice battle from all the players here, very nicely played. But looks like even with the Wood Elves standing till the end, their passiveness in the early game really cost them, as they were not able to recuperate enough value to overtake Flower's Dark Elf army with almost 15k worth of gold damage value. A very nice stuff. Like, I don't think that was intentional on Scarborough's side, but the Nurgle army driving all those Dark Elves and Grand Cathay units off the map really helped the Dark Elf to secure the lead in the end and deny Wood Elf from their victory. While Codex, unfortunately, I mean, a very wise choice from Scarborough to run away from the Wood Elves. There's no way to take on that Archer army from the front. You're just gonna die to the machine gun of Archer fire, but just avoiding, they have to run away from Wood Elves, and as a result, Codex being the one between Nurgle and Dark Elves suffered the most there, sandwiched between a rock and a hard place, and just got broken apart by the anvil of the Dark Elves and hammer from the Nurgle army. The Scourge Runner chariots definitely did some solid damage, and I was not expecting the Siren of the Red Ruin to earn so much damage value, probably against the enemy infantry and whatnot. And Malekith, definitely a shit ton of damage. Breath attacks, well, he only used like 2 breath attacks throughout the whole game, but Soul Stealer and then just being a powerful melee combatant, definitely getting some good damage value. They probably killed Zhao Ming. I totally missed that. I need to see how Zhao Ming got routed there. But Grand Cathay, very unfortunately, sandwiched between 2 armies, yeah, just couldn't manage to being Grand Cathay, and they're weak on their flanks. And well, the archers of the Wood Elves, their passiveness cost their game. We already covered that, so not really much to say about them. They needed to be a lot more active, but at the same time, as soon as they approach the Grand Cathay army, they would just get showered by fire rain rockets. So yeah, you win some, you lose some, and in this situation, seems like the cautious approach didn't pay off, as the Dark Elves were able to secure the lead by a large margin as well. And yeah, Nurgle army did what they could, but facing off against a full Archer almost a whole Archer army, that was just too rough, man. But the Chaos Soldier Lord of Nurgle, 3,000 gold. What the fuck did you do there? Okay, I need to watch this replay again, and like, there's so much going on in Free For All. It's very hard to capture everything going on. So let me just I need to watch this replay again. This is why the first instinct I have after the battle is to save the game. But yeah, congratulations to Flower and the win with the Dark Elves in the free-for-all. Very nicely played by everyone here. And yeah, that shall conclude today's tourney in terms of the live games section. We're going into the replay casting soon, so stay tuned and keep watching. But yeah, I need to quickly check what happened to Zhao Ming there. He just got blasted to smithereens, or yeah, he just died and got routed even. Like, what happened there? He couldn't even use his burning van braces, which is what I'm most surprised about. Like, dude, What do you mean by you couldn't heal yourself? That's your whole shtick. Oh, shit. The problem with this is all the walls here. Just constantly clipping through the walls with the... Okay, that's a black dragon's egg. Multiple uses after all. The Scourge Runners are taking damage, but not enough to save those flyers. And with the Longma Riders so damaged, they can't really stop those Battle Trolls from slamming into the rear. Oh, Zhao Ming was forced to fight. Malekith under the poisonous bolts of the Kena Assassin crossbows. And yeah, he took quite a bit of damage from everything as well. Was that a final transmute? Yeah, that's a final transmutation. Oh no! That's a dark web of shadows. But yeah, the poor Jade Warriors getting sandwiched like that. And oh, Blade Wind. Yeah, Blade Wind is such a good spell against blocked up units. And Zhao Ming trying to go after the Siren of the Red Ruin, but getting focus fired by a shit ton of Scourge Runners and Malekith diving in. Yeah, that was rough for the guy there. While what has he been doing? Ransom Visitations, I guess. I'm not entirely sure. Hello, David. How are you doing? But yeah. Oh wait, he probably used his heal once already. Ooh, that's a bit rough. Alright, we see a stream of corruption, another Black Dragon's egg, and rockets flying in. It's just damage all over the place. Oh, was it? Was it a Way of Malice doing some damage here? Ooh. Like, where did all the damage from Siren came from? But yeah, oh, Zhao Ming was just staying in the sky. Wasn't even actively engaging, but still being shot off to into the route. That was just unfortunate for Grand Cafe as well. But yeah, most of the Grand Cafe army is just routing and almost army losses as well. And now here comes the Siren's Red Ruin getting some good value, other than shooting infantry, I guess. We just ignore the archers on the other side now. They're not doing anything for most of the battle. While the Raven Herald's actually getting some good valor sitting in this guys, Nurgle have no answers to these guys. So they're free to just sit there and keep doing damage. Great stuff. Alright, let's see. Yeah, Malekith is still running the shit away from, running the hell away from the Nurgle army. There's no point fighting them, I guess. Alright, let's fast forward here then. Alright, and Ransom Visitation is draining down Malekith while this guy is slowly getting value. And also he has his passive heal, so he can just keep fighting and grinding down everything being thrown in their way. And Ransom Visitations plus melee fighting those Scourge Runners earn him quite a bit of value, I would say. While the archers are finally approaching the front line and showering those Battle Trolls with their archer fire. Wait, he's still on 2,000 only. Where does the rest of the 1,300 gold come from? Probably another Ransom Visitations. Oh, Ransom Visitations and then a Doom Bolt coming in. Oof. Malekith took a lot of damage there. Alright, let's see. Wait, hold on. Yeah, that Ransom Visitation's got some ludicrous value alongside him fighting in melee. Boy. And he is just... This guy, this Sorcerer Lord is just smashing chariots now. Did that breath attack also friendly fired or on some Scourge Runners? That would be hilarious as hell though. That actually... that actually play into weakening the forces on the field and denying Wood Elves from their value. So yeah, the Wood Elves are survived till the end, but they did not get the win because they weren't able to do enough damage on the battlefield. While, yeah, Dark Elf managed to get some very cost-efficient engagement throughout the battle, and managed to secure a win because of how far ahead they are in terms of damage value lead. GG. Alright, that's it for today. For this free-for-all, we all know what happened in the end, so we're not gonna go back again to watch that. And yeah, congratulations to Flower for the win. And yeah. Alright, let me just do some quick 20 admin. Alright, that's all for the live battles and the free-for-all. Now we are going to look through what we have in terms of replays. We do have quite a few games, so give me a second there. Let me just sort out. Yep, we do have quite a few games, and I think we got some follow-up replay files. I need to check if I got everything. Yeah, I don't think I've got everything here. Let me just quickly check the downloads and stuff. Okay, hold on. Why do I have two Cooking Cove versus Codex files? Huh. Maybe they're the same battle, just marked differently. Give me a second. Cooking Cove versus Codex. Huh? What? That's Codex versus Curio. Okay, never mind. Just marked differently. Never mind. Alright, more replays are coming in. Just give me a sec to sort them out as well, and then we should be able to cast them soonish. But yeah, if you got some feedback already about how Greenskins got absolutely brutalized by the lack of Regiments of Renown. I will raise the cap for the Regiment of Renown army, for a Regiment of Renown units next week then. And see what is the sweet spot, because yeah, we're seeing a lot of like half an army of Regiment of Renown, which does feels a bit much, I would say. It's not like outright impossible to play against, obviously, but I feel like they could have used a little bit balancing, I guess. That's probably the better word for it. But yeah, we can start casting then. First up, Greenskins versus Dark Elves. Curio versus Flower there. With Curio, this time able to bring 3 regiments of renown only. as we do have a new limit on these special units. For the units here, we have Ruglocks Armored Orcs. Dirkit Squigs. I thought it would have been Rusty Airs or something like that, but Dirkit Squigs with their armor piercing kind of makes sense. But I probably would have gone for the Broken Tusk mob if I really want armor piercing. And armor piercing regiments of renown. Either ways, there are a bunch of Savage Orc War Boys, and there's one more regiment of renown, but where? Manji Marauders, right in the front line, or way ahead of the front line, if anything. Other than that, the front line of Gobbles and some Savage Orc War Boys, so quite a bit of AP units to try and counter punch the enemy Koan Cavalry. Goblin Great Shaman with Vindictive Glare and Sneaky Stabbin for some offensive capabilities. For the Dark Elves, a bunch of Doomfire Warlocks and Dark Riders in the front vanguard deployed. Behind them, a lot of Bleak Swords, very standard front line for the Dark Elves, and then further behind, Knights of Ebenclaw and a couple Koan Knights. Leading the army is Rikarth, leading the army! Whiplash and Beast Lord Gaze, stopping Rampage, which doesn't really do much here, but damage resistance and leadership might be quite useful. And yeah, let's see what happens here. As the Dark Rider repeaters are already chipping away at the Greenskins units, and we are seeing a couple bound Doombolt onto the Morgrove's Manji Marauders and the Savage Orc Boar Boys. And here comes the Doomfire Warlocks getting a charge onto the Savage Orc Boar Boys here, who doesn't have much armor and very much relies on physical resistance to protect themselves, and the magic attacks from these Doomfire Warlocks are exactly what they're afraid of. And on top of that, Melkov's Mystifying Miasma draining their health, and on top of that, slowing them down, denying them from giving chase to the Doomfire Warlocks. Not that they're fast enough to catch up anyways. Here comes a little bit of a sneaky stabbing. So they turn around to fight, but they don't have the leadership to hold on in the battle, and that buff was mostly wasted. Very unfortunate there. While more AP cavalry from the Greenskins are piling in, trying to hunt down those Koan cavalry, while the Bleak Swords are filtering out those Greenskin mobility. The Greenskins, having so many units, they are able to go wide and try to wrap around the enemy formations, but the rest of the Gobbles aren't quite there yet. So we are seeing a bunch of Savage Orc War Boys out of position, getting caught by the Koan Knights. This is bad news for those for the boys here, because one, they're fighting an anti-large unit. Two, they're in range of Dark Rider repeater crossbows to shoot them down. But right now, it seems like the Bleak Swords are being supported by the Dark Trust to no, not Dark Trust, Dark Rider crossbows to screen off, to hold back those Gobbles. One of the Savage Orc Boar Boys, despite still having over half health left, has been pushed back, while over here a large engagement is going on as all kinds of Bacon Cav are charging into the vicinity, while the Koan Knights with the Beast Lord Gaze is holding out quite fairly well. They took a lot of damage in the process, fighting a numerically superior enemy. But at the same time, we are seeing a little bit of debuff here, I think. The Withering upgraded from... I didn't realize there's a Shadow Sorceress here. Withering not only lowering their armor, but also their leadership, forcing these Greenskins into an earlier route. But yeah, the Koan Cavalry and the Dark Riders are able to repel the push of those Savage Orc Boar Boys, and Big Guns here, just holding them quite well with the Dark Elves' own cavalry. And yeah, Dark Elves are not doing too hot over here, but the rest of the army is, they are in a pretty dominant position there, breaking down the enemy Bacon Cav left, right, and center. The Bacon Cav, of course, can come back for round twos, but yeah. Overall, things are not looking great for the Greenskins. And balance of power is very slightly in favor of the Dark Elves, as the Ruglocks Armored Orcs are being run down by Knights of Ebenclaw, who have superior melee stats and armor piercing. So the relatively decent Ruglocks Armored Orcs in melee and range unit doesn't really matter here, being pitched against a much more superior unit. Over here, the Goblin Great Shaman and the Bacon Calf combined are able to dispatch the enemy Doomfire Warlocks, but there are a bunch of Dark Riders repeater crossbows still sitting around and firing away. And the Greenskins just don't have that kind of mobility to catch up and screen them off. But finally, the Cohen Cavalry has been finished off, so the Bacon Calf can just finally go after the Dark Riders, but they're so much slower. The Dark Riders have no problem staying ahead and just run the hell away from their opponents. While Recarve continues to kite, probably can just keep shooting at the Goblin Great Shaman there. Wire has been popped there, so giving even those goblins decent damage prowess against the bleak swords. But right now, Dark Elves are quite commanding the battlefield, having a dominant presence. Yeah, I think that is gonna be victory for the Dark Elves, as the Dark Riders crossbows can kite down most units on the Greenskin side. There are still some Savage Orc Air Boys firing away with Vindictive Glare, trying to chip down Rakarv's health. But the Dark Riders are unstoppable now. Anything that tries to charge at them will be peeled off by their Overwatch fire. And even the Dirkit Squicks, trying to charge after them, got counter-charged and died. And yeah, Savage Orc Air Boys will be charged, and then Army Losses hit strikes as the Knights of Ebon Claw surrounds and hack down the remaining health on that Spider Goblin Shaman. Grum may be better, although yeah, that might be the case here. But it's hard to say, because you don't usually see Recarve on the battlefield out of everything. But Flower very nicely kited, and Recarves. Nobody expects a Recarve on the battlefield. Very unconventional strategy, but definitely paid off with all the kiting there, slowly whittling down the Greenskin army. As this time they no longer have a combination of Death Creepers and Manji Marauders and a shit ton of other mobility to chase down the enemy skirmishers themselves. But the Manji Marauders being showered by crossbow bolts and being hit by a Doom Bolt in the early game definitely damaged them quite a bit, and they got pressured and driven back. Nicely played by both players here. It looks like the Vindictive Glare didn't really pay off. Grum, you're right, Grum might actually be better, but I don't know, like, they probably need more skirmishy units. But then again, there's not much skirmish units that can threaten the Cohen Cavalry, so they need a lot of Bacon Cav. So yeah, it's an interesting one, to say the least. But yeah, next up we have let's see, we have this Cathay versus Khorne. Let's get this one started then. Codex with Grand Cathay army. It's gonna be a box, which we kind of missed out on. We already went through the army build, I think. So we'll quickly go through this again, and then yeah, just gonna be very quick. A box of Jade Warriors and Peasants, a core of armor-piercing missiles with a Great Longma Rider and Yuan Bo coming in with Shim's Renegades and that of Ammentov to synergize with all that missile spam. While for the Khorne army here, a front line of Marauders and Khorne Gores mixed together, backed up by Minos and the Bloodwake Berserkers in disguise, Furies, 4 of them, and Valkia the Bloody. Fast forward, and let's see what happens in this Khorne's desperate attempt to rush that Grand Cathay box. And looks like the Grand Cathay box is certainly picking apart the poor Khorne Gores who stray way too close to the enemy formation, just getting showered by all the armor-piercing deadly missiles. Furies are approaching and will be diving in to try and shut down those Jade Warriors, Iron Hail Gunners and whatnot, taking a lot of Overwatch fire in the process. But once they get in, they can probably start getting some good work done. As you can see here, Spear Slopnir to wear down the Jade Warriors in the front line, but the Khorne Gores immediately gets routed after suffering from so much missile damage from afar. The Minos are not getting in, and the Bloodwake Berserkers definitely needed to be in touch with these Jade Warriors and quickly get them shut down. But But the Furies are getting worn down in this kind of fight of attrition, and missile core of Grand Cafe held on as the Longma Riders are dispatching all these rather fragile glass cannony mobility of Khorne. Well, on the far side, totally forgot about this. Yuanbo decided to sally forth and fight Valkia, and surrounded by Minos as well. While he is taking damage, he is also doing a lot against the infantry-sized Valkyrie, and at the same time, because the Minos are blobbed around Yuanbo, they're not fighting against the enemy units in the front line there, and instead, just sitting there being perfect targets for the Jade Warriors and Iron Hail Gunners and Celestial Dragon crossbows and whatnot to fight. And Valkyrie, instead of disrupting the enemy missiles, just kind of left the front line to dry a little bit, which is quite unfortunate there. Finally, Blackwake Berserkers broke through the front line, getting into the softer underbelly of the Grand Cathay box there, hacking through all these Celestial Dragon crossbows. So finally, the Peasant Long Spears are activated to try and screen off the Minos, the Blackwake Berserkers, and this is pretty much an uphill battle for the Grand Cathay army here, as they just don't have a lot of good engagements, being worn down by the Jade Warriors in the front line, buffed up by the powerful harmony effect. Blackwake Berserkers have no issues crushing those Celestial Dragon crossbows, and Valkyria move on to another missile unit, this time the Iron Hail Gunners, to silence them, keeping them busy in melee, denying them from shooting, while the Blackwake Berserkers continues to slaughter the enemy infantry lines. Spear Slopnir this time onto the Jade Warrior crossbows, taking a huge chunk of their HP away again, but that's all the AoE damage for Khorne. The only AoE damage remaining on their side is maybe a Sword of Khorne against this blob, but will they be able to get a tier 3 army ability? We shall see. Unlikely though. Net of Emmental once again from Yuanbo. This is another... Yeah, we've seen one earlier, but I didn't really highlight it, but just trapping the Minotaurs and denying them from charging into those Grand Captain units. Blackwake Berserker is certainly a very powerful melee unit and can grind through hordes of infantry, but will they have enough in this blob fight? We shall see here. There are still some Khorne Gores remaining on the battlefield, coming back for a second round. But yeah, things are looking very rough. Oh, looks like here's a Sword of Khorne. Those Minos might need to charge in just to lock down the peasants, and that's a massive hit, killing multiple units of Peasant Long Spears. But Valkyria the Bloody is in a very dangerous situation. She needs to get back into the skies, or else she will be executed by Yuanbo's attacks. Well, I guess there's no execution yet. Either way, she's probably gonna die to the next hit. So yeah, if you can't get back to the skies, that's gonna be it for Valkyria the Bloody. One more hit, and she dies. She goes down, and so is the leadership of a shit ton of other Khorne army here. And all that's remain are the Blackwake Berserkers. The Sword of Khorne was amazing, but that might not be enough for them to claw this one back. Gonna fast forward here a bit as the Jade Warriors dragged into melee combat, and still having half health, but army losses has already hit. And that is GG for Khorne, as the Blackwake Berserkers shame to their martial power, their warmongering nature, decides to back down from a fight. I'm sure Khorne wasn't too happy about this outcome himself, but very strong. As always, it's quite hard for any armies with focusing on melee to crack that Cathay box. I do wonder what Khorne can do in this situation here. It's like as soon as they approach the box, they're just gonna get shot up, and any attempts to break it will get stopped by Jade Warriors and Peasants that are immune to psychology, thanks to the Zhanggu War Drum. But yeah, that was a rough start for Kukinko for sure in the tourney. I think that was the first round of battle. The Blackwake Berserkers certainly carried this one. It was super stupid fight from me. Valkyria is anti-large and he was on foot. Yeah, for sure. And also the Minos were also anti-large, and they were just standing in front of archer range. So yeah, I think Kukingo definitely had a good chance here. Unfortunately, he took the fight against Yuan Bo, who is also on foot. So that was not ideal, to say the least. But overall, still a very solid performance from those Bloodwake Berserkers. Minos, though, slightly less so, especially the ones that got stuck on Yuanbo and got shot while they're busy trying to hack down the enemy lord. Yeah. And the Furies, quite unfortunate they got sent into melee and they will simply die. You can't really do much about it because they are Furies. They are so fragile. It's definitely not worth it. I mean, you definitely have to send them into the fight anyways, but I wouldn't say it's not worth it. And then what's a better word? Let me think. But yeah, it's definitely not ideal for them to die like that. Not that there is anything else. Oh wait, no, they definitely could have sent Valkyria in and help out to distract some other units and maybe hunt down the Great Longmarch Riders as well. That would have been also worked. But yeah, next up we have a Greenskins versus Beastmen. We have quite a few battles here. Yeah, let's go. Well, let's hop right in. And we slow down a bit. Now, for the Greenskin army, we have a front line of Gobbles, backed up by a crap ton of savage... Oh wait, no. Just some savage orcs and a bunch of... well, it's just 2 archers actually. One of them is not even archers. The Ruglux armored orcs and savage orc air boys, and then a bunch of mobility in the form of savage orc boar boy biggins. Does not like pump wagons for once. Never see these guys normally. But regardless, they are here, and savage orc boar boy biggins, and yeah, that's it for the. Oh wait, Death Creepers, Morgoth's Manju Marauders leading the army as a Goblin Great Shaman. On the other side, it's a front line of Ungor Spear Herds, a bunch of Slangors. Slangors being a very powerful anti-infantry unit. They can definitely cleave through the rather light infantry of Greenskins with very little effort. Mobility-wise, Sandagors scattered on the flanks, and some Razor Gore hurts, plus 1 kills Warhounds with poison, all the way on the other side of the battlefield. And some Ungor Raiders behind as well, providing some cheap and cheerful archery support. Leading the army is Malagor the Dark Omen. I think we should see pump wagons more often, really, though I almost never use them either. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Like the pump wagons, unlike regular chariots, they're so much more fragile, and because they have so many more models, it's very easy to lose these models as they just get stuck behind the lines. So, I don't know. And they're not cheap enough to justify being a throwaway, distraction unit. So, I wouldn't say it's the best unit, honestly. Personally, I wouldn't. It's a very questionable unit in my own opinion, in my humble opinion. So yeah, despite how dorky they are, and which is why I quite like them, it's very reasonable people don't use it. Anyways, Goblin Great Shaman as usual bring in Vindictive Glare, Sneaky Stabbing, and don't even try it. Single entity draining spell, Crown of Command, to keep units not routing. Oh, looks like Malak already taking some damage from the enemy skirmish fire. Perhaps they can drop his Vindictive Glare in his way as well. Anyways, enfeebling foe, nuking the stats of the Savage Orc Boar Boy Biggins. Their anti-large bonus is helping them, but they are definitely taking a lot of damage fighting the Sandagors, while the front line is moving in. But yeah, the main fight is definitely here for sure. Flock of Doom overcast onto multiple units, draining their health away as Razor Gore Herds are being committed to the fight as well. Oh, looks like Vindictive Glare chipping down Malagor. Malagor does not have heal, so he has to be careful. And he does not want to take any damage, if at all. Chaos War Hounds are jumping in, but they're fighting against Bagans, so that's not an easy fight for them. They're doing some damage since they got a charge, but it's still rough. While Slangors are pushing in, they should have no issues cutting down those gobbles whatsoever. But yeah, looks like the Bacon Cav won since they do have some better stats overall. Especially with Wah blessing them now. Savage Orcs as well, they were supporting those Bacon Cav earlier as well, hacking down the rather lightly armored Beastmen units. Over here, Ungor Raiders are firing in, trying to trade. Oh, firing into the enemy infantry, but they're shot by the Airs. Oh wait, no, Airs are still, stuff is still being fired at. Oh wait, no, Airs are, and Raglar's Armored Orcs are firing at the Ungor Raiders, I think. But yeah, looks, oh wow, that's a beautiful downhill charge from the Snarling Pump Wagons. I take back what I said. In the right situation against a light armored unit, their charge definitely makes some good use. They're already almost earning back, I think they already earned back their worth with that downhill charge, but that's because they have a downhill charge with a little bit bonus in terms of damage, so you can't just take that for standard after all. But yeah, they got a beautiful charge, beautiful impact damage onto those Slangors, and there's a mass break on the Beastman side as yeah, things are getting shut down and driven back, whereas Malagor is just chilling far away, trying to brick stuff. He probably have to jump right onto the ground even. Like, he probably want to jump onto the ground because there's not enough leadership debuffs on the Savage Orc to rout them, even with the Doom and Darkness. But yeah, the main formation fight is pretty much a lost cause now for the Beastmen, and the Greenskins are steamrolling through that majority of the battlefield. Beastmen right now trying to consolidate whatever units they can find. Yeah, I don't know, I believe in the Slans here. Slans are strong, but obviously their weakness is the very unassuming Snotling Pump Wagons. 938 damage value and 163 kills. Now running down even more Slangors. So yeah, looks like the hero of the day. Freaking Snotling Pump Wagons, man. Yeah. Yeah, the problem with Beastmen always is just they are so fragile. Staying in the fight for 2 seconds too long, and then they're half the unit is fucking gone. So, yeah, the Senegors are done for, being shot down, and GG. Pump Wagons are great though. Yeah, I guess I take back what I said, like how I take back what I said about the Slangors earlier. Yeah, unfortunately, the Beastmen didn't quite manage to make it. The push, they had a valiant push, but unfortunately the Bacon Calf were too strong for the Stendigors and the Razorgors to break through. And the Snarling Pump Wagons, man. Those guys absolutely rock in this battle for sure. Hold on. Alright, let's see. Well, that's walked it alright, but mostly it's the Bacon Calf carrying the day ad. And the MVP of the day, Snarling Pump Wagons. Beastman. Yeah, not really. The pushes weren't that great. Okay, I didn't pay attention to the push on the other side. I'm gonna jump back in again, just to have a quick look. Excuse me for a second there. Yeah, I wasn't paying attention to this side of the battlefield, so didn't really know what happened to the Sentinels on this side afterwards. But the Bacon Calf, the Savage Orcs managed to get in, so that's why the Bacon Calf did a bit better after all the spell attacks. Just kind of having the infantry support to hack down all these lightly armored beastmen units. Over on this side, Savage Orc Barbarians just, they have anti-large, they have physical resistance, they have better stats. And no doubt, they managed to win the game. And with Orc Boys coming in to help as well, just having the infantry support is very key here. Yeah. Slongors managed to break through, but the Snarling Pump Wagons got some cheeky charges against the enemy infantry, it seems. But yeah, they're coming. They're just gonna look at the Snarling Pump Wagons, charge in and slam down 2 units of infantry, getting some nice impact damage. Yeah, while the Bacon Calf just keep driving forward and the Orc Boys pushing back the enemy mobility as well. Snarling Pump Wagons MVP, man. And because they broke down a bunch of units, I think that was a chain route or something like that. Why are you all the way out here and go Raiders? Okay, yeah, that was definitely a little bit of a micro mistakes here and there. But yeah, anyways, that should be it here. The mobility here almost managed to secure that, secure the side, but the rest of the army was just falling apart. So that was not ideal. Alright, next up is Beastmen versus Grand Cafe. That's gonna be rough. I don't see how they can easily break through that wall of units of cafe boxing. Anyways, Kodak's here going with a box build. 4 peasant long spears, 4 halberd jade warriors, 5 jade warrior crossbows, 2 crowmen, no regiment of renown, firing rocket and a grand cannon. Oh wait, no, that grand cannon plus yeah, jungle war drum. Leading the army is Zhao Ming with Dragon's Breath and of course the burning from braces as well. On the other side, for the Beastmen, a front line of Ungor spears backed up by a second line of Zangors and a bunch of AP units. Minotaurs with great weapons and Centaurs and Centaurs throwing axes. Are there any Tuskors? No Tuskors. I do wonder, like, how to even break that box? Traderkin, Devolve. I feel like you might want bees, Lore of Bees here. I don't know. Personally, I would prefer to just use Flock of Doom to drain down this juicy blob, right? Because like you just keep dropping those Flock of Dooms on these concentrated units and drain them down. That probably would have worked while keeping those Minos hidden behind trees. Because yeah, that Grand Cannon is a painful one. Just already shutting down some of the Minos. And Dragon's Breath. Ooh, beautiful Dragon's Breath. A painful one for the Beastmen for sure. With archers following up, and these Angor spears are on the verge of routing. Yep, they are routed. And with this complete box of Grand Cafe, it's hard to dodge. Traderkin coming in? Yeah, Traderkin, but it's better against single entities, right? Yeah, weak versus multiple combatants, so yeah, not the most ideal against this kind of blob scenario. You need Flock of Doom for this. Anyways, archers are firing in and already whittling down the health of all these Minos who have almost no armor. Running pretty much naked. And Centaurs, oh, charging head on into the Prison Long Spears. No, you don't want to do that. No. Oh, I think this is... That's probably GG. I don't see how the Beastmen can break down this box of cafe. You need Flock of Doom. Traderkin 4 versus multi-model units. Yeah, but chariots can make their own holes, but break the charge defense. Purple Sun a hole and pour through that actually is a good idea. Purple Sun is a good idea for sure. Unfortunately, there's no Lore of Death on the battlefield this time. And I think we can fast forward this one here. Like, the Beastmen are running into a wall here. And there's nothing to bypass this wall. The Traderkin is not going to do jack shit against all these infantry units. And there's no Flock of Doom, no Purple Sun. Purple Sun would have been good, but yeah. They're just constantly stuck against the wall of peasants, and One unit barely managed to get through and immediately got routed. Oh, wait, no, they got through. They're still here, just hacking down the Jade Warriors. But yeah, not ideal. Some of the Jade Warriors even sallied forth to try and go after the routed enemy units, and yeah, GG. BM is fine into GC, but in my opinion, you want either chariots or dual weapon Minox. Though Basticles probably work okay. Yeah, against Grand Cathay, what you really need. I mean, I'm no expert here, but I think what you really need is something to quickly break apart the box. So I would even Pestigos. Traderkin is a mix of Flock and Final Trends, especially with Jabber's Life is okay, but can really struggle versus a lot of wide GC builds for sure. Especially like not only Traderkin and not only Iron Hill Gunners, but also there was a Grand Cannon here. The Grand Cannon would have been the bane of the Jabber's Life, which is quite unfortunate. But yeah, not much to say about this battle. Unfortunately, it's a rough one for this Beastman build. We're running into an immune to psychology wall. Like everything in there was immune to psychology because of the Jungle War drum. There was not much they can do to terrify things away, even if there was a Jabber's Life. You can dodge the. Oh, okay. It's. Yeah, Traderkin is still very good, just not here. Like, against Cathay, you need anti-box strategy. Like, the single entities, Zhao Ming is great as a single entity, but he's not the main concern. Like, if you can kill the rest of his army, you can just leave him in the end and try to, like, beat him down with throwing axes or surround him with Minos, but yeah. The main thing is the infantry support, man. It's just fucking hard to deal with. Just making sure we don't have, give me a second, just making sure we don't have duplicate replays. I don't think we do. Cool, keep going then. Next up, finally, we are seeing the Knights of Bretonnia, this time versus Khorne. Will the chivalry prevail, or will more blood be let onto the battlefield? I mean, blood will be let onto the battlefield regardless, but will Khorne be able to collect their skulls? That's the real question here. Alright, let's slow down a bit as we are going into army builds. Bretonnia going with a front line of peasant mob, second line of spearmen at arms, and a bunch of course, very staple knights. Knights of the Realm, the elite Grail Guardians here instead of the regular Grail Knights. So no bonus versus large, but they do have very solid sustained melee stats. Let's see how they perform. Companions of Kinale with with their anti-large armor piercing attacks, but because they're not a Bretonnian Grail Knight, they do not have blessings of the. Oh wait, no, they do have blessings of the lady. Okay. Oh wait, did they? Wait, no, these are Grail. Yeah, they don't have blessings of the lady. They have immune to psychology, but no blessings of the lady, and no 15% damage resistance. But they do have anti-fire. They do have flame resistance. So stuff like Valkyria's attacks will be a little less damaging towards them. Not that it matters, as this unit is still quite fragile against anti-large armor piercing. Anyways, for the rest of... Oh, wait, where's the army? Where's the spells? Alright, Damsel of Life with Earthblood. On the other side, for Khorne, we have a front line of Marauders mixed in with some Halberds. Slaughter Guard, Elite Regiment of Renown, chosen of Khorne. Khorne Gores on both sides, and Minotaurs, great weapons. A lot of anti-large armor piercing today, is expecting a lot of Knights, perhaps, and Valkyria the Bloody with a couple Warhounds. Vanguard deployed, already sneaking past the enemy mobility. Maybe they can get an ambush on the peasant backline. Not that there's any backline, but they can still get some rear charges going. Marauders are rushing forth, gonna collide with peasant mobs who will just fall apart in a few seconds. But right now, looks like it's cheeky charge from the Grail Guardians here, slamming into the enemy Marauders, getting some free value and a preemptive Earthblood here. As you can see, some of the Grail Guardians are kind of stuck in enemy formations and taking damage. Just trying to make sure they're topped up, I guess. And the Companions of Canal were able to break off some Chaos Warhounds who stopped and got caught up. As there was a bit of a lapse in micro, unfortunately. It's very hard to like just keep microing all these units so far away from your formation, which is why I suck at kiting, because I can focus on one side but not both at the same time. It's hard. Minotaurs charge in, diving deep into enemy formations, but being hit by a Sword of Corone and surrounded by Grail Knight of the Realms, anti-large peasants, and maybe some Grail Guardians in the mixture as well. No, the Grail Guardians are coming in. And these Minos are absolutely getting demolished by a beautiful surround from the Bretonnians. But at the same time, these Grail Guardians are suffering quite a lot of damage. They need some Earthblood heals. But the Slaughter Guards are here, applying that fire damage and halving any incoming heal. While the Marauders, as expected, just breezing their way through those peasant mobs and poor spearmen at arms. At least Luonli and Co were able to rout off these Minotaurs. If they can send over the Companions of Canal to chase them down, that would be huge. While the Grail Guardians and Knights of the Realm continue to cycle charge, exploiting the not too amazing armor. Like 70 isn't bad, but it's not anything insane either. Exploiting the not too insane armor of these Minotaurs, you can see that charge impact damage from both of the units coming in, really destroying those Minos. They do have to be careful though. The Slaughter Guard are close by, and they're quickly moving in to cut down these armored cavalry. But still, the cycle charging is paying off. The Minos are getting weaker and weaker. And the Sky's Valkyria is dueling King Luonli and Kerr. She does do fire damage, and King Luon's Ladies Champion healing is halved. And she does have anti-large armor piercing as well, so bypassing that armored defenses of King Luonli and Kerr. Now at the back there, the Marauders and Corngors are just driving all the way around the flank. Oh, sorry. Squeezing in, compressing the space for maneuver of the Bretonnian Knights. Can they stop the Grail Knights and company from cycle charging and stuff? Looks like the Halberds are all making some pretty good headway, driving back all the peasants, and the Bretonnians are soon. They're soon going to be out of Enfield to ram into, to hammer in. As these Corngors are clearing out all the peasants as well, and just every time some cavalry charges in, they can leave a mark on the enemy's HP bar. Companions of Canal are backing the hell out of there, seeing that there are some Minotaurs and the Slaughter Guard coming in close by. Are they going to go in for another charge? Nope, they're just going to stay the hell away for now, as the Spearmen and Arms are duking it out against Warhounds, and these Knights of the Realm are able to dispatch the Marauders and Corngors in the front line. Oh no! They're routed at the same time when that unbreakable effect turned on. So as long as the unbreakable effect is on, they won't be able to... Oh no, they won't be able to return. Never mind, they're shattered. So it doesn't really matter anyways. But yeah, it looks like the Bretonnians have an advantage now, as they're able to secure some of these peasants, while there's still a good chunk of Knights of the Realm and Grail Guardians roaming the battlefield. They're damaged, but they're still fighting well. Especially with the Perfect Vigor in the late game, it is very powerful. You can see there's no stat modification on them because of any tiredness or anything. While you can see these Slaughter Guard is already suffering some speed and charge bonus reduction. If they suffer even more exhaustion, they will even lose out on armor and melee stats as well. But King Luon and the infantry right now are trying to And the cavalry are trying to clear out as many of these Khorne units as possible who are scattered across the battlefield, trying to run away. And Khorne right now is just stacking everything onto the capture point, knowing that they almost have made it halfway through. They're just living on a prayer to Khorne right now. As long as they can hold this spot and wait for the timer to run out, they should be able to win. The problem is they will be suffering from a lot of psycho charging. Companions of Canal, Minotaurs are standing outside of infantry support and giving these Grail Guardians and Companions a perfect opportunity to get a charge and surround these Minos with nothing to screen for them. Slaughter Guard are moving in, but the Minos are taking so much damage. They're doing some good work against the Companions of Canal, but will it be enough for the Khorne army to hold their ground here? There are some talented Minos hacking down the Knights of the Realm, good stuff. And Slaughter Guards definitely can hold their ground if given some support here, like these the Minos who died earlier. Oh, a Sword of Khorne coming in, but not doing any damage. Very nicely played with the Bretonnian army here, pulling back in time before the sword strikes. It has a very long wind-up time, so you can definitely dodge it if you pay attention. And obviously this Bretonnian player did, and yeah, avoided most of the casualties from that Sword of Khorne. And now they will be able to go back into psycho charging onto Minos, onto these Warhounds here. Slaughter Guard, they are still holding strong, but they are slowly losing their HP. While wait, hold on. The caster is still around. So while there might still be more Earthbloods, like now, coming in for the Bretonnian army, it might be another army losses, guys. Because the Slaughter Guard definitely can hold on to the point for a long while, but the balance of power does not like them much. Bretonnian Cav charge in, but the Halberds held on, and might be able to take down some Grail Guardians as they are trying to squeeze out of that enemy pursuit. They're taking damage. Some Minos are even around here to give them a couple more smacks. But they're retreating back onto the capture point. They need to hold on to the capture point. 3 more minutes. And they can win the game. But can they hold on for those 3 minutes? Balance of power is pushing them further and further into army losses with every heal coming in for the Bretonnians. That drives that balance of power even further into army losses. And now it's a big alpha strike here. Completely surrounded. The Slaughter Guard's leadership dips, and that's army losses. No terror really painful for Kokinko here, for sure. The peasants are just holding on a bit longer because of the lack of terror. And same goes for the knights as well. I do not like Slaughter Guard. I kind of agree with you there. They're a bit slow and clunky to use. I probably would have just gone for the Bloodwhite Berserkers. A lot more killy and a little bit easier to wield because they have less models and slightly faster and whatnot. So yeah. I personally, like, I love elite halberds, but against a cavalry-centric army, they're just going to be always trying to catch up to their opponent, who are a lot faster than them. And yeah, the psycho charging really did some heavy lifting here for the Bretonnians. Although, yeah, the peasants are just getting meat shields to tie down the enemies and give the knights an opportunity to psycho charge. Minos, unfortunately, some of them have a bit of slip up in terms of micro there, but overall they did some good damage. But Khorne Gorso didn't do a whole lot. They don't have a whole lot of armor, so being rear charged by cavalry, that's going to be a painful experience for them. Alright, let's skip the next Bretonnian army and watch something else, and then we go back to a Bretonnian battle. You know, you wanna mix things up once in a while, you know. Alright, here's Nurgle versus Dark Elves, a fairly simple Nurgle army. A shit ton of single entities, oh no, a couple of single entities, a couple expensive single entities, monsters and infantry. A front line of Pestigals, and then behind them the Barons of the Bog and Plague Toads of Nurgle, providing some mass and anti-infantry bonus. Nurgle Furies and 2 artillery, 2 Plague Mortar units. The Noxbringer, Soul Grinder of Nurgle, and this definitely feels futuristic. No wonder they use the same model for Soul Grinders in both Warhammer Fantasy stuff and in 40k. It does not feel out of place at all. And of course, Kugath Plague Fodder, ready to chuck some Nurglings towards the enemy lines. Yes. So for the Dark Elf army, quite scattered indeed. A front line of Dread Spears backed up by a few units of 4 units of Koan Knights going max here, and Dark Riders ready to kite. Leading the army is Malekith with a Soul Stealer and Word of Pain, not Power of Darkness. Okay, interesting. Usually I would expect Power of Darkness here. But yeah, let's see what happens here, and we go back into normal speed as the Dark Riders are moving up ahead. Some of them have repeater crossbows and can do some skirmishing work, but they're getting shot by Noxbringer, and their ammo is getting corroded by the cloud of erosion. So they can't just sit back and wait and shoot, because every time they get hit by a cloud of erosion, they will lose some ammo. You can see a good chunk of ammo just gone right there. And yeah, noticeable. It's not a whole lot, but it does adds up over a few shots. So yeah, the Dark Riders are retreating. Seeing that the Furies are closing in, they're backing off and trying to screen them out with a little bit of Overwatch fire. Furies diving down, but Bleak Swords are nearby to provide that infantry support. And Dark Riders jump in, charging in, trying to go after Furies, I believe, but they're running into Barons of the Bog. And now the Furies have come back, and they're forced to back away. And yeah, here comes the Koan Knights charging in, forcing the Barons of the Bog to retreat and allowing the Pestigals to take the fight instead. Everyone's fighting in the forest, but the Pestigals don't, and infantry in general just don't care about being in the forest. Though the Dark Riders, they are cavalry, so no luck for them, getting a bit of a stat modification. Anyways, the mobility-wise, the Dark Elf mobility is still trying to stay alive from all that harassment from the Nurgle Furies. Constantly diving in and dipping out. Just making a nuisance for the Dark Rider crossbows and denying them from just sitting back and firing. And as we're looking at other places of the battlefield, Kugath and the Noxbringer are closing in onto the front line there. That's a lot of friendly fire. Shit. Like, that's like 1/3 of a Fury gone from that one shot. And then crumbling to death. Or maybe the Koan Knights fighting them also doesn't help, but definitely some friendly fire in play there. Furies continues to pressure the Dark Rider crossbows, but unfortunately they are running out of health as the melee Dark Riders are closely behind and cutting them down. Pestigals also slowly losing to the sheer amount of Dark Elves, with the Bleak Swords getting the buff from Murderous Prowess. Barons of the Bog are holding on strong, though they are indeed a very tanky unit. Fleshy Abundance even to heal them up. And Pestigals continues to duke it out with Dread Spears. Yeah, the Furies are still trying to keep those Dark Riders honest, but I don't know. Like, I don't know how long they can survive that, with more and more mobility being sent over there to clear out those annoying, pesky minor demons. Alright, now just hydrating a bit. Noxbringer continues to fire, surrounded by spears a bit, but keeps firing. Every volley takes away a bit of ammo, which is very nice. Furies went back into the skies, their leadership is stabilized, and just continues to being a nuisance to these Dark Riders who are not in the place to fire yet, as they are constantly harassed by enemy mobility. Noxbrain continues to fire this time against these Dark Riders. Is there I thought every thing from Nurgle has poison. But apparently the Noxbringer shot doesn't have poison, so that doesn't slow down the Dark Riders at all. Now there is poison with Stream of Corruption. Furies have a slightly easier time to catch up and rout off these Dark Riders. You can see with the artillery attacking them, their leadership drops into the negatives and will be sent away for now, fleeing away from enemy units. However, the Barons of the Bog has attrition long enough, even receiving Fleshy Abundance in between, but they can only hold on for so long against an unending horde of Dark Elves, the Cohen Riders especially, unending horde of Cohen Riders specifically. They're almost done for, but having Kugaf Plaguefather right in the middle of them, he is just draining away the nearby units with his Mortis Engine effect and having a time of his life. So yeah, Kugav is definitely earning some good value fighting in the middle of a blob. A little bit of breath attack from Malakav, not doing a whole lot of damage since he does have almost 15k of max HP. So he's just chilling, draining down units left, right, and center. While the Dark Riders, unfortunately, the crossbows are oh, they're all gone. That's not good. No crossbows, it means no way to take down Kugav efficiently. I guess Malakav can try to solo 2 monsters himself. Okay, well, there are some Koan Knights coming in, but they're not going to be there for long. It's going to quickly drain them down with the Mortis Engine. Yeah, just like that, they're gone now. They're so dead. But Malakav is getting some good work. There are still some Koan Knights nearby. And there's still some Dark Riders repeater crossbows left to keep shooting. So yeah, things are okay. Things are actually looking quite good for Dark Elves in terms of balance of power. They have the capture point. They are ahead in balance of power. The Nurgle army is actually slowly losing pretty much everything. Now the Northspringer is tied down by Koan Cavalry, which he is not designed to fight. He doesn't have specific anti-large. Vagantati here trying to heal up on the remaining Nurgle units in the vicinity. Wait, did it not go towards Kugath? It stayed on... Oh, wait. Oh, no! Oh, no! Vagantati went on to Northspring, but did not go on to Kugath. D could have just won off points here, maybe. But if Kugath and Northspring just walked over to the capture point, it's very hard for the Dark Elves to push them off of it because of the 1 Mortis Engine, 2 healing. Furies came back and trying to tie down Malakav. Ooh, here comes another Soul Stealer. That would be key here. Perhaps with a dive from Malakav, they can finish off the Northspringer, but Fleshy Abundance coming in to counteract and direct damage. Balance of Power is dead even now, thanks to all the healing and draining from Kugath. And Northspringer still isn't going down. Malakav needs to dive down and just hit it in melee. Breath attack? No, tied down by Furies actually. Just go down and fight them in melee, bro. Well. He's not going down yet. Oh, breath attack. Oh, he was trying to use a breath attack, but constantly just turning around and losing the target. Because the target is walking around. But he's diving down onto the Noxbringer. The Dark Elf units are trying to help now, but the more units are in, the more units are getting drained. So, which is not exactly ideal, but they don't have any choice here. Noxbringer is into negative leadership now. So the Dark Elves have a pretty good chance of finishing him off and then just surround and beat down Kugath. So we're going to fast forward here as the Northspringer goes back to the warp, gets banished from reality, but that's still a tough cookie to crack. It's Kugath after all. Word of Pain to lower his melee attack, but Malakav is still losing it quite a bit, taking quite a bit of damage. And Kugath, knowing that he needs to get the point, just walks back. Not that he can capture it fast enough. The Furies are still around. Oh no! No! The Dark Riders still have... no, they don't have any ammo actually, so they're useless. Whatever, they can go die or whatever. Now it is a matter of capturing the point now. Kugath was getting the point. But then the Dark Riders came in to try and re-secure it. But at the same time, oh no, the Furies and a shot from Kugaf routes them off. The Koan Cavalry tries to push off the Furies. But Kugaf continues to drain them down because they're so close. And with Kugaf, because he's not a flying target, he has more capture weight than Malekith. So despite Malekith fighting him on the point, Kugaf is actually getting the point back to their control. Not that they ever had the point, but Kugaf is slowly gaining control of the point. And also, I don't know if Malekith counts as being on the capture point, but either way, Kugaf is slowly gaining control of the point. Nurgle is taking this one back. Balance of power is ahead now for Nurgle for the first time in a while. Malekith is fighting his good fight, but I think he is out of Soul Stealer, and the capture point still having less than a minute left, but it went into the hands of Nurgle. Oh, balance of power is not in favor. Yeah, it is just duking it out between the two single entities now. The Furies can try and help, but yeah, they're probably better off just to keep those Dark Elf units away. All right, these Golden Knights might have to go for one YOLO charge to help out. Nope, never mind. They shattered due to the exhaustion and stuff. And Malekith is really having a rough time killing Kugaf. His melee defenses is tough, man. 55 when exhausted, and Cloud of Flies for extra melee defense as well. And now the Furies dives down. Is there any heal? No? Okay. And another unit shattered! The Dark Elf leadership is not coming through today. Malekith is on his own. If he doesn't have another Soul Stealer, that's probably it. As he is, well, friendly fire? Kugaf? What? Okay. But yeah, as he is not actually winning the fight against Kugaf. Kugaf's stuff, over 5,000 HP left. Malekith has less than 2,000. And being constantly Mortis Engine himself. Kugaf almost 5k worth of damage development. This dude is insane. And Fecundity, yeah, this is... Malekith is done for. Malekith could win if he kept cycle charging. Maybe. But remember, if he cycle charges, he also will receive will get attacked from behind and receive extra damage. So I don't know. It's all RNG at this point, right? Like if he keeps cycle charging, he might get attacked and get slapped by poison as well. But if he doesn't keep cycle charging, this is what happens. All right, fast forward now. It's just Malekith left, and Nurgle will win the day, as I think Dark Elves threw in the towel for this one. Very close battle, but a very down to the wire scrap between the two single entities, dueling it out. Both sides have their army completely collapsed, and it was all down to the leadership fighting it out. Unfortunately, the Witch King did not pull through, as there was just too much HP and healing on the side of Kugaf. But yeah, the Noxbringer did some decent damage, and most importantly, those Furies. Very nice micro from Scabrand there, keeping that pressure onto the Dark Riders and denying them from earning back their value. And I think that is the real key of Nurgle winning this one. If the Dark Riders were allowed to fire, then Kugaf would just get shot to bits by all that armor-piercing attacks. But they were not allowed to fire. It was just the Koan Knights fighting stuff in melee mostly, as the Furies are really solely dedicating their time onto eliminating that those skirmishing firepower, the biggest threat to Kugaf. Although it is both sides one-man army carrying the army, carrying their game. Malekith Soul Stealers, breath attacks, and fighting in melee. Kugaf Mortis Engine and artillery attacks, and also fighting in melee. And also both sides had a bunch of heals as well. So yeah, fun times. Cloud flies would run out, and the charge bonus from the flank. Yeah, that probably would help with the cycle charging for sure. But yeah. Let's see, what else? Yeah, we have a really close game, really nice one from Skybrand and Flower. And Actually, yeah, maybe if I can find time, I should probably cast this on my channel for a video as well. But it's been a while since I last cast a battle because I've been kind of busy lately. But yeah, we'll move on to the next battle here. We're seeing Azrael Spear War Dances. Don't usually see these beauties on the battlefield, so a very welcoming sight for sure. Let's just drop it right in and see what happens. Anyways, Dreflet going with a Bretonnian army. We'll be seeing, as usual, a lot of cavalry. This time, no Grail cavalry, as they're just going for a dominant mobility advantage, trying to overwhelm the Wood Elves archers. And slow down a bit. For the Bretonnians, a front line of peasant spearmen at arms and a back line of peasant bows, shit ton of knights errant and Knights of the Realm as well. Knights of the Realm, Knights of the Realm, Knights of the Lion-Hearted, and Defenders of Fleur de Lys. Knights errant over here, and in the skies is, of course, King Luan Lianke, supported by Damsel of Life with health to heal all the cavalry. For the Wood Elves over here, we are seeing a line of Eternal Gods mixed in with War Dances and a bunch of Way Watchers in the front, already opening fire at the Bretonnians. Other than that, Branch Wraith and a bunch of Dryads with Glade Riders. Wild Riders leading the army is... Oh, Wild Hunters of Kurnos is over here as well. Leading the army is a Glade Lady. Arrows of Kurnos and... Arrows of Kurnos and Prey of Anaf Rayma. And there's probably a Prey of Anaf Rayma is coming in soon. To catch one of these Knights of the Realm and delete them with... That's a funny sight. Sometimes the units focus onto one model in the front, and it's like, yeah, just fuck that knight in particular. The whole unit of Waywatcher fire directed towards this poor dude in the front, wasting most of the ammo. But now there's a bunch of Knights of the Realm getting caught by the Prey of Anna Rayma, perfect target for those Waywatchers to rain fire upon on, and Melkoffs to drain them down as well. But yeah, the Knights are trying to pile in and break through the enemy defenses from the flank, and they seem to get a good charge onto the Wild Hunters of Kurnos. The Wood Elf army is dropping their micro a bit. They're allowing their Wild Hunters to get caught like that. A painful mistake as they are taking heavy losses. And the Azrael Spears, oh no, they're trying to charge in a cavalry unit, but the problem is they don't have much mass, and they have loose formation. So if they get charged without bracing, this is what happens. They just got absolutely slapped by that charge there. And Knights of Lion-Hearted are also coming in to hit up those spears from the flanks as well. These Knights of the Realm got hit pretty hard by the enemy shots, but they managed to drive themselves into the enemy formation to disrupt them. And more Knights coming in, absolutely collapsing onto this flank here. All these spears are destroyed, but at the same time, Azrael Spears are fighting back hard. Oh yeah, there are multiple units of Azrael Spears actually. And the Wild Hunters of Kurnos doing a good job as well. The Defenders of Fleur de Lys are getting slaughtered by the War Dances, though more and more Knights are pouring in to try and overwhelm these Wood Elf defenses, as the Knights of Lion-Hearted already making way through the Wood Elf spear line and are now chasing down the Way Watchers with nothing to stop them, as the Wild Hunters of Kurnos are still busy here getting stuck on a bunch of Knights of the Realm. One of the Eternal Gods has been destroyed. One of the War Dances, Azrael Spears, as well, overwhelmed by the sheer amount of bodies, of heavily armored bodies of men and horses. While the peasants are wrapping over on this front, as the front lines are getting demolished by Dryads, but the archers are still, the peasant bows are still there to fire and are doing some nice damage. If they can get their hands on the enemy lightly armored Wood Elves. Knights of the Lion-Hearted did a beautiful job running down the Way Watchers and Glade Riders. King Luan Lianke going after the Glade Lady now, while the Wild Hunters of Kurnos tries to retreat, but those Knights Errant continues to pressure them. They don't need a whole lot of anti-large against these guys, since they don't have much armor. And the Knights Errant should be able to trade okay into the Wild Hunters of Kurnos, despite the lack of anti-large. Anyways, the front line of the peasants, of course, they're collapsing in front of the Dryads, but the thankful bit is it's dirt cheap, so it doesn't really matter. The main important thing is the Knights of the Realm and Knights Errant are still holding on strong, and they're slowly gaining an advantage in terms of balance of power. And yeah, looks like the Bretonnians are getting a pretty good control on the battlefield right now. There's only one Way Watcher still on the field, and they're quite tattered. Nothing is going after them though, so they are free to keep firing. And you can see they're getting a bit of an advantage with fire support, slowly attritioning down the Knights of the Realm. But King Luan Lianke has shut down the Glade Lord, terrifying her away. As the remaining knights, especially the Knights of Lionhearted, are able to ping-pong around the battlefield now. These rather damaged Knights of the Realm will be going after the Way Watchers, trying to shut them down, at least distract them, allowing the rest of the Bretonnian army to do their work. Although, ooh, wow, okay, these Wild Hunters of Kernus were able to fight their way through those Knights Errant, taking a lot of damage in the process, but the important thing is that they managed to survive. And so they might be able to keep fighting these Knights of Lionhearted and whatnot. But here comes the Knights of the Realm and Regiment of Renown version of those, running straight through those Azrai Spears and now into the Wild Hunters of Kernus. And yeah, that is going to be an impactful charge. But the Wood Elves are not out of this yet entirely, as they still have quite a bit of infantry presence, and more importantly, half a unit of Way Watcher. Most of the unit of Way Watchers actually still on the field. They lost a lot of HP, but their firepower is almost still completely intact, with only 5 model losses, and now are raining fire into the Peasant Bowls. And the Dryads are, yeah, the Dryads are making a lot of progress, driving back all these peasants, and threatening the Peasant Bowls as well. Now that the Glade Lord has returned, and the peasants are gonna be falling victim to the Dryads running them down. King Luan Lianke is the only remaining like healthy unit, other than the Damsel, but we don't count that. On the Bretonnian side, everything is either routing or heavily depleted. And I don't think the Wood Elves are gonna let them regroup from that one. Earthblight healing up the Knights of Lionhearted and Knights of the Realm, but there's the Melkoffs to counteract that and drain those health away. And the Arrows of Kernus getting some good damage done as well. Oh, it looks like some regroup. Knights of the Realm comes in for a weird side charge. And because of all that HP damage onto these models, it's easier for them to lose models now. But King Luan Lianke jumping into battle, lunging upon the Glade Lord, ignoring the net. Well, after the charge animation, there's no movement for King Luan Lianke, so he's stuck. But at the same time, the Way Watchers are a bit distracted by the Knights of the Realm, so nothing was shooting at King Luan, which is a big missed opportunity there, as he did have his missile resistance stripped away. Oh wow, looks like the Damsel of Life is going into melee herself. Not only distracting the Way Watchers, now even going after that Glade Lord, and that little stutter allowed the King Luan Lianke to catch up onto the Glade Lord and deliver a killing blow, shutting down that Wood Elf leadership. Although the Way Watchers are still around and whittling down the enemy mobility. The problem is King Luan Lianke is still healing. He has not routed, so that Ladies Champion is still active and constantly getting health back. While the Wood Elves are on a timer, their HP losses are not gonna come back, and yeah, they're also losing that balance of power every time they shoot and use up their ammo. Here comes King Luan, dive down onto the Way Watchers just to distract them and deny them from continuously firing more Melkoffs, draining away the Knights of the Lionhearted. But the main problem is the Way Watchers are just not in... yeah, they don't even have enough ammo to shoot down King Luan anymore. So yeah, I think that's going to be GG here, as the Eternal Gods are going to be psycho-charged to death if there are no Way Watchers to shoot down the cavalry and King Luan himself. King Luan is still taking damage, but yeah, that's going to be army losses, I think. I don't know how Peasant Bowmen manage to get so much range out of their Peasant Bows. Remember, that is the Peasant Longbows. Those are the British longbows. They are a weird mix of Camelot Britain, Camelot Britannia, or whatever it's called, and the French. So while they speak French, they're using British longbows, and they have the Camelot. They have the Camelot legends going with it as well. So you can't really judge the British. You can't really judge the peasants by just their status. They peasants with longbows do be one of the best archers in that kind of knights meta, I guess you can say. Knights. Britannia French Arthurian. Isn't Arthurian Britannia then? Anyways, Weight Watchers, this one unit that survived till the end did a shit ton of damage. Unfortunately, the other one did not, and that lose out a lot of damage potential, alongside the Wild Hunters of Kurnos that got charged very early in the game, so wasn't quite able to earn back their worth. Azrai Spears, as much as I love these War Dancer ladies, like they are a very easy to wield, they are very wieldy infantry unit. They're light, they're fast, and they're very killy, but the problem is they're very fragile, so it's just not great to be an infantry in this kind of missile heavy meta and all that. Like, yeah, they're good in melee, but they're better damage dealer units than them, a lot faster, and the main thing for infantry is really, in the end of the day, to hold the line and clear chaff, which Azrai Spears especially, they're not good at doing either, and it's just kind of a waste, unfortunately, to bring them to the battlefield, because either they're gonna get shot up or they're gonna get attrition down, especially like even against cavalry. They are very easily psycho charged to death, despite being an anti-large specialist. Infantry wise, the Dryads did well by driving back the enemy infantry, but yeah, unfortunately the Weight Watchers and the Wild Riders didn't do a whole lot, and War Dancers Azrai Spears didn't quite able to earn back all their worth. This one did, the other did not. Britannia though, Archers, this one earned back their worth, the other didn't quite do so. Quickly compromised by enemies' mobility rather early. But the Knights of the Realm pulled through. That's what the Bretonians need. Oh wow, the Knights of Lionheart surviving till the late game, running down Weight Watchers and all kinds of puny elves. Really well done with that micro on that unit. And King Luan, of course, being the pillar of balance of power, keeping the balance of power high by sheer healing on himself. And in the end, managed to secure a win. Alright, I don't... Wait, we've already seen this one. Never mind. Lizardman versus Beastman, and then... Yeah, let's do Lizardman versus Beastman first. Let's do that. Alright, give me a second actually, let me just hydrate. Bretonian archers are supposedly inaccurate, but I've never seen them perform worse than High Elf archers. I feel like that's the problem with a lot of supposedly inaccurate archers. Like, even if you look at the Greenskins archers, their Daka is still very lethal, especially against like specific. Like the problem is they don't have a lot of range. Unlike the longbows have a shit ton of range, the same as all the other high elfin archers. But even the greenskin Daka, like they have decent enough accuracy to make it work. And because of how much models there are for the archer units, like losing a little bit of accuracy doesn't really matter. Yeah. So I feel like the accuracy thing is just not very impactful. You just need, like, as long as the archer is cheap enough, it's good. It'll always do like these, like they can ignore, they don't have to trade with against enemies in melee, as long as it will always hit as long as the enemy is big enough and all that. Yeah, it's like, nah. Orc archers are good AP too. Yeah, that too. Like, if you have enough of orc archers and you stack some armor sundering with the rusty ares, you can delete a Dreadsaurian if you want, even. But yeah, anyways, let's look at the army builds for the look at the army builds of the Lizardmen here. Front line of Skin Cohort, let's pause because there's a lot of Vanguard shenanigans on the Beastman side. Skin Cohort in front line backed up by Skin Cohort Javis and a Geltbloom's Terror, which is not Vanguard deployed. I feel like the main reason you want to bring the Geltbloom's Terror is because of its Vanguard deployment. Would be really funny to just have a whole Pharaoh Connoisseur, a whole Connoisseur popping up behind your lines. But yeah, it's just being brought as like a more powerful version of Pharaoh Connoisseur. A second Pharaoh Connoisseur in disguise, a bunch of Reproductor Riders, one of them the Colossadon Hunters. Leading the army is Tic-Tac-Toe, so we are seeing a bit of aerial squadron on the Lizardman side today. And they're supported by... Where's a caster? Let me just... Give me a second there. Wait, what? Where's the... Am I seeing things? Am I blind? I can't seem to find... Are they not bringing a caster? Let me just check the gameplay here. I'm pretty sure General Spotify didn't join today's... No. Yeah, it's Milky Way. Okay. Oh, Milky Way going no caster. Okay, that's a brave soul for sure. Okay, now, yeah, no caster on the Lizardman side. For the Beastmen, Angor Raiders, Angor Spearmans in the front line there. Some Angor Raiders at the back, but the rest of the melee troops are all Vanguard deployed actually. Angor Spearman Herd, Corn Gores, Sanagors, Razor Gords. It's just literally the same missile profile, but High Elf had more range. Oh, okay. I thought they have the same range. Never mind then. But yeah. Skin Cohorts, Reproductor Riders, a bunch of... sorry. We're on Beastman's side this time. Corngors, Angor Spears, and then Angor Raiders. Minotaurs with great weapons to cut down dinos and Koan Cavalry. Sandagors, and Malagor the Dark Omen. That's it for an army build. Angor Spearman herds are rushing in, and they're gonna eat a bunch of Javis, but that's fine as long as the Minos aren't the ones eating Javelins. Alright, the problem is the Reproductor Riders, seeing that the back line of the Beastmen are totally lack of support, might actually just try to jump onto these Angor Raiders and just try and cut down the enemy missile support. Yeah, that's exactly what's happening right now. Malagor the Dark Omen is surrounded by the Colossadon Hunters. He needs to get the hell out of there. Even Tic-Tac-Toe is in now, so he will have a rough time in the air, while the Reproductor Riders, Minotaurs are coming in, so they have to be careful. Some of them quickly backing off, and Minos are instead committed to the front line, with Senegos slamming those Skin Cohorts with Javis from the rear. Beautiful rear charge there, annihilating those skinks in melee. And the front line of skinks might actually soon get crushed. Connoisseur though being the anchors on the front line there, while the Reproductiles manage to surround and finish off these Minos. And with the Minos routed, these Angor Raiders are routed as well. A chain rout from the Beastman side, while Malagor also being caught and routed by the Lizard. The anti-large Colossadon Hunters. That is a very threatening unit for these for anything in the skies, and for anything in the skies. And Malagor managed to regroup, but Tic-Tac-Toe was on his 6. So no more leadership for the Beastman, as Tic-Tac-Toe will dedicate all his time to hunt down the Beastman leader. And on the ground, the Geltbloom's Terror is rampaging through, not actually rampaging, but you get what I mean. Tearing through those Beastman lines. Skinks might have been devoured and slaughtered by the Beastman lines, but there's still a lot of Colossadon Hunters. Oh wait, never mind. Colossadon Hunters getting completely surrounded by spears, by halberds, by Senegos, got annihilated in the fight as well. So, not the Colossadon Hunters, but the Reproductor Riders. But yeah, the Pharaoh Connoisseur is surrounded, but the Colossadon Hunters were able to retreat at sacrifice of their Reproductile brethren. So yeah, while the monster fights are going quite well for the Lizardmen, things are not looking too hot for them either. They're losing a lot of infantry support, and suddenly they're taking a lot of shock damage with those Projectile Riders being caught in melee. Like these Colossal Hunters, not entirely retreating back in the skies. A couple of their models got caught by these charging Senegals, and the rest just dropped back down to try and save their brethren or avenge their brethren. Unfortunately, that just led them to their doom as they got finished off by those Senegals. No spell support is really hurting the Lizardmen right now. Feral Connoisseur getting surrounded by Senegals, and Midos with great weapons are taking a shit ton of damage. Tic-Tac-Toe tries to go for some routes on the ground, hitting up some of these Angor spears, but all that's left for the Lizardmen are some battered skinks and one healthy unit of Ripper Dactyls, and of course Gelblum's Terror. But yeah, things are not looking great for the Beastmen for the Lizardmen at all. Even if they manage to finish to either drive back Malagor or finish him off. Especially now that Tic-Tac-Toe is completely stuck with nothing nearby to save him. I think that's GG for Lizardmen, unfortunately. Ripodactyl dive down, but it's too late for Tic-Tac-Toe now. He has been routed, and archers are coming in. The Angor Raiders are coming in fire. Tic-Tac-Toe got shattered. Army losses hit as everything else. These Razorgores and Senegals are able to surround the Gelblum's Terror. Not even having a lot of anti-large, just sheer numbers whittling down the Gelblum's Terror, despite being an anti-large monster. Unfortunately, Carnosaur, as usual, just kind of a disappointment. They're just not doing great, especially fighting a lot of units. Yeah, this is a very fragile Lizardman army, and as a result, they just take a lot of damage as soon as they engage anything, and died horribly, horribly. Minos did the brunt of the work today, alongside the Senegals here. And yeah, not much else to say. It's just one Minos, a bunch of Senegals, and hunting down the Colossodon Hunters and Ripper Dactyls, and yeah. High Elf Archers are 450 gold. I think the armored ones are a bit more expensive, but they're not that. Yeah, they're not 500 gold. Yeah, I think. Wait, no, I think the High Elf Archers are 425. Yeah. Anyways, next up. Shit, how much I think it's 450, right? The High Elf Archers. And then the armored ones are like 25 gold more or something. Why am I... Oh, survival battle, never mind. Yeah. So, yeah, in terms of... Yeah, 550 gold. Peasant Archers are... Bretonia. Peasant Archers, 40 gold. Fuck, man, it's so much cheaper. Like, the stats-wise, everything is a lot shittier, but... the missile strength is the same. Like, a peasant just making a bolt exceptionally long has the same damage as a master-crafted wooden bow from the High Elves. Irony. The irony. Archers are 25. Archers light armor 25 gold more with a bit more armor and melee defense and stuff. But yeah, it is that basically. Yeah. Right, next up, Cooking Gold versus Code. We'll leave that till the end. Let's do Milky Way versus Cooking Gold again. We are seeing another Lisbon battle here. With... Oh, this is an... They have a skull cannon. Shit, forgot what this thing is called. They have lower range than archers. Yeah, that's fair. But I still feel like 50 gold for 20 less range is definitely worth it. Less health for some reason. The main reason is High Elves are well fed. They have a healthy life. They are proper citizens. Peasants, they get fed porridge every meal. they live in poverty. They eat like shit. So I don't expect them to have a healthy body with more health, you know. Longbows changed the battlefield back in the day. Isn't the whole point that longbows are... The Battle of Agincourt isn't even about longbows using longbows. It's just the French knights being dumb and charging through a swamp and get bogged down. No? And then... And the longbows didn't even use the longbows to kill them. They just go in and stab them with their knives and stuff. As the knights are just too... are stuck in the bog and unable to fight back. Anyways, for the armies here, we have Khorne with a front line of Marauders backed up by Minotaurs and some Warhounds with Marauder Horsemen of Khorne with throwing axes, flanking them, providing them mobility support. Leading the army is Valkia once again with Karanak, trying to silence the enemy caster or any abilities. Hellforged Bellowers with the anti-infantry blast. Multi-shot, really good at clearing out blobs and boxes as well. But looks like there's no boxes today. It's all skinks on the table. As the Lizardmen from Milky Way going with a skink cohort front line. Once again, skink Javis. But no longer Ripper Projectiles or Colossodon Hunters. Skink Skirmishers providing blow dot support and backed up by Salamander Hunting Packs, Razordon Hunting Packs. Just a shit ton of firepower, but rather short range, I'm afraid. And might face some issues if they're getting harassed by Warhounds and such. Star Chamber Guardians here, Skink Priest of Heavens, and leading the army is... Wait, what? Oh, leading the army is... What? Oxiato, never, this guy hasn't been meta ever since Warhammer 2 has ended, and we entered the era of Warhammer 3. But, yeah, let's see what happens, because, like, the Warhammer 3, everyone got more HP because of unit scales, but Oxiato, the missile units didn't get more damage or ammo, so that was quite unfortunate. They have a much harder time to earn back their own worth here. But Oxiato is trying to counter-skirmish the Hellforged Bellowers now. And we'll see if he can make it work. Just chipping away the health. Oh no! Oxiato got locked down by the prey of the Blood God. And Valkia the Bloody is closing in for the kill. Skinks are moving up. They might need to help shield their Leash Lord from the slaughter. But oh no, Oxiato not having much armor or melee defense. Taking a lot of damage from both Valkia and Karanak. The Skinks are moving up, and as a result, the Amaxon Barbs and Umbro Tide as well, firing into the fray. But the main threat isn't the infantry Marauders, it's the mobility closing in from the flanks. Already trying to chill through all those Skink Skirmishers there. Oxiato taking a shit ton of damage, and the Star Chamber Guardians are trying to come and reinforce. Skinks are already routing away, but the Amaxon Barbs is doing a really good job in shutting down the Hellforged Bellowers. But yeah, the infantry for the... Oh no, no, they didn't focus on the Minotaurs at all. So the Minotaurs pushed straight through those Skinks with no issues. And the Marauders are now pressuring the Amaxon Barbs. This is just like me in the game against Khorne. Got distracted by one very shiny, expensive unit. And didn't really shoot at the Minos. And now they're paying a heavy price for it. The Minos pushed straight through, clearing out all those... Salamanders, all those Amaxon, all those Razordons. Yeah, they're not gonna escape from the Minos. The Minos are gonna dedicate their soul time in chasing down these missile units, and even the Marauder Horsemen are doing that as well. While Oxiato got chased down by Karanak and Valkia, he's gonna go down soon. The Amaxon Barbs, they are also facing the wrong way after retreating, so they're not firing at all. And yeah, I think that is GG for Khorne, as all their missile damage output are shut down. They're not able to keep firing. I think they have, they probably have skirmishing mode on, so that's why they were able to run away, but they were not able to shoot back. Yeah, well, that was a rough one, and I love the build, but unfortunately it takes, like, the range of these shooter units, shooter dinos are way too short to make it work. It's very hard to make them work as a result, and yeah, they didn't earn back much value. And as a result, victory belongs to the Khorne army here. A very strong rush from Khorne. And yeah, that's GG. With a lot of good damage. From, let's see. It's, yeah, mostly the Minos driving straight through those skink, but, at least they finished off the Hellforge Bellowers with the Amazon Barbs and stuff. And the Amazon Barbs did get some pretty good value, but unfortunately that is, not enough for them to win the game by killing one lone unit when everything else is falling apart. If only let us have Peasant Archers. If only. Alright, next up, one final battle here, Kokinko. Once again, we're looking at a Grand Cathay box, but can Kurio's Greenskin break it with their rock lobas? Milky's probably just figuring out the best shooting combos, and once he gets it, like with Skaven, watch out. That is true. Milky Way Skaven is quite scary indeed. But yeah, Codex is going with a box again. Shame on you, Codex! Boxing with Grand Cathay, which is exactly how their army is designed. Nah, that's absolutely fair to be Grand Cathay and box. But yeah, this is a very static formation with Jade Warriors and Peasants surrounding, firing rockets and Grand Cannons with a bunch of Jade Warrior crossbows to shoot down everything that gets close. And on the other side, oh wait, leading the army is once again Zhao Ming. And on the other side is, oh, that's why you don't deploy your artillery too close to each other. The firing rockets are hitting one unit, but also the stray rockets hits the other as well. But yeah, two rock lobbas, one of them the Hammer of Gork, already wavering, one model down as they're targeted by the Grand Cannon and firing rockets. But with both artillery shooting at the Greenskin artillery, which is relatively cheaper, that means nothing is shooting at the front line and they're just rushing straight forward. With a front line of Gobbles and Orc Boys, Orc Air Boys, Ruglocks Armored Orcs, Orc Boar Boy Biggins, and more Orc Air Boys on the other side. Savage Orc Air Boys, Night Gobbles. Are these the fanatic ones? Yes, these are the fanatic ones. And Night Gobble Big Boss leading the army is Gorbet Ironclaw running straight back into the forest, probably afraid of the enemy Grand Cannon sniping them out. But the Rock Lobbers are trying their best to lob rocks and shut down the enemy units, but they're not going to win out the artillery fight, so might as well just do... I feel like they should probably just hammer either the front line or the archers, since they're not going to win... Oh, wait, no! I underestimated them. The Hammer of Gork is definitely having more, being a regiment of renown, having more accuracy. Is shutting down some of these firing rockets. Holy shit. But yeah, Zhao Ming transformed into dragon, tried to harass the enemy front line, and Greenskins are moving up their units, but suffering quite a bit of losses in the process. They need to start using their fanatics. But will we? Yeah, we'll see if the Greenskins can pull this one back. But Zhao Ming is wreaking havoc and chaos among the Orcish front line. But Ruglocks Armored Orcs are in range, are now shooting into the enemy formations. And firing rocket battery down to 2 models. Oh, nice! Summon with the Squickers from the big boss. And disrupting the enemy firing. And wait. Have you guys used the spinning loons? Use the spinning loons! Night Goblin Fanatics, you need your loonies! Just rip straight through this front line there. But yeah, the crossbows are a bit too much for the enemy, for the Greenskins front line. A lot of losses on the Gobbles, and forgetting the Fanatics isn't great as well. Oh, nice use of the Snarling Pump Wagon slamming in, and finally remembering to use one of these Fanatics, ripping through the formation, but unfortunately doesn't quite touch these Jade Warriors. Yeah, these Fanatics are still being forgotten here, and they're down to half health, so not long until they can't use their Fanatics anymore. Yeah, balance of power is still relatively even, despite I feel like a lot of disadvantage on the Greenskin side. As the archers are taking more and more damage, I guess the Fanatics definitely help, but we're still not seeing any Fanatics on these guys. They're even routing. Not a single fanatics being used. Oh no! Use your fanatics. Just one fanatic along this line, man. They will be doing so much damage. Like, just use the fanatics. But yeah, no fanatics. And the Jade Warriors are even pushing out and driving back those greenskin units even. As the greenskins are holding... Oh, Gaze of Mork? Trying to snipe out some of these Grand Cannons, but the Jade Warriors block the shots. But Orc Air Boys are doing some good damage, whittling down the Jade Warriors with their relatively decent AP. And I think they should be able to... Oh, they used 2 spinning loons already. Getting some... Oh, here goes the third final loon, but not a whole lot of units nearby for them to take advantage of. But yeah, these oh, they've got routed. Not a single spinning loon used. That was such a wasted opportunity. Pain. But yeah, oh, so while we are looking away from the backline here, Jami was trying to shut down these artillery of the greenskins, but Gorbet Ironclaw and the Orc Borbor Biggins came in and surrounded Jiao, and even hitting him with the blinded effect. Oh boy. And as a result, he just didn't have much melee stats with the blinded debuffing on him. And he took a lot of damage, forcing out a Burning Vambraces heal. Yeah, so no more Burning Vambraces on this guy. You can now safely shut him down without worrying another burst heal. And Night Goblins continues to fight fighting in a good fight. These are the Apex Loonies and breakable ones. So they'll fight till the very bitter end. But the Grand Cannons are still firing with one last model still online. I suppose the rest are all finished off by either the Hammer of Gork is still firing, being shot by Grand Cannons, firing rockets, and being hit by Jiao, but being a regiment of renown, it refuses to back down. The crew refuses to back down, continues to fire till the very end, a defiant stand for sure. With Brain Burster continue to blast through the Gurren Cafe lines. And the balance of fire is still quite even. Despite the Greenskins fighting an uphill battle with all their units being shot to bits, they managed to claw back with Brain Bursters with units trying to push in, and the Hammer of Gork continues to fire. I think the other Rock Lobber also did some good work, but it got routed, probably shattered by Jiao, so we can't really see that. But yeah, anyways, our Gorbet Ironclaw is doing pretty well as well, as long as he was supported. But looks like there's no support nearby. The Orc Borer Biggins are repelled. Now it's all Gorbet Ironclaw and the Night Goblin Big Boss 2v1ing Jiao, and the occasional Gaze of Mork coming in. Oh, but the Jungle War Drum is in the fray. Oh, is there a blinded effect coming in? That would be huge if it gets applied to Jiao, if at all. But yeah, it's a 2v1 situation, and Jiao is not enjoying it at all. He is exhausted. And that means he has less armor, less melee stats, less a lot of things. Less weapon strength as well. Same goes for Gorbet though. And Gorbet is slowly losing that fight, so maybe it's time for the Orc Shaman to shine. Bring him in and fight Jiao in melee. He does have armor piercing, so it's definitely... Oh, the Gaze of Mork didn't do much in the fight here. Maybe it's time to bring him in. Oh wait, he doesn't have armor piercing. I remembered it wrong. But he still have 36 melee attack. He can try to fight Jiao in melee and beat him out. But okay, no, never mind. Jade Warrior is pushing through and trying to threaten the very key unit here, the Hammer of Gork. It's just destroying all those Cathay infantry formations, and Cathay doesn't have the ability to fire back, as the Hammer of Gork is positioned behind the trees, so blocking the line of sight. And only one model, so limited damage output as well. Hammer of Gork, where are you firing at? Oh, this blob of peasants. Yeah, that makes sense. And Gorbet, Gorbet, he tried to stop those Jade Warriors from pushing towards the artillery, but at the same time he was fighting Halbert, so he is sacrificing his HP. That was not ideal. Gaze of Mork continues to try and chip away Jiao health, but with all that armor and missile resistance, it just doesn't do much here. After all, Gaze of Mork is a very weak spell in terms of armor piercing, and seems like the Greenskins are slowly losing it. Yeah, man, if only we've seen those, if only those three spinning loons were used, the Greenskins would probably be in a better position right now. But yeah, Zhao Ming decided to give up on the chase on Gorbat. We'll see if this decision comes back to bite him in the arse. A little bit of Dragon's Breath destroyed those Apex loonies. That was painful, as it wiped out the only unbreakable unit on the Greenskin side, and that might have led to a chain rout, as these goblins are routing and then leading to the Snotling pump wagons shattering. Yeah, the Hammer of Gork is trying their best. Even trying to they're even trying to snipe out Zhao Ming now, but we'll wait and see if that works, as they're just missing by a wide margin. They need to use the rest of their ammo wisely now. Is there any Brain Burster to blow up these infantry now? Hammer of Gork firing in last few volleys of ammo, but not doing a whole lot of damage, and the Greenskins are in a very bad position. As oh wait, Gorbat Iron Claw came back. This is the sole reason the Greenskins are still standing. The two characters are going in, fighting shoulder to shoulder now, with the Hammer of Gork smashing up this blob of units. Oh no, but Zhao Ming comes in and terrifies these characters away. Army losses hit, and that shall be victory for Grand Cathay. Ah well. As much as I would love to root for these Greenskins, it indeed, the Grand Cathay shall take the day, attritioning down the enemy and the healing from Zhao Ming, keeping him a strong bastion of balance of power, while the rest of the Grand Cathay army whittle down the Greenskins. The Greenskins that did a really good scrap back here, really nice work from Kurio there. The Hammer of Gork standing defiant till the end, but unfortunately just not quite able to carry the game there, as the rest of the army got shot to bits by all those crossbows and Grand Cannon, Grand Cathay artillery and stuff. So yeah, very nicely done by both players there, and the Gaze of... I don't know if the Gaze of Mark was worth it. They just didn't have the armor piercing to whittle down Zhao Ming, I feel like. But yeah, it was still a very nice scrap from both players, and that shall be it for this final battle of today. Thank you everyone for joining me on the stream. I hope you all had fun either playing or watching this tourney, and we shall see you in the next one here. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you all to be around and joining me in this tournament. I'll be further adjusting the rule sets for the tourney, just making sure it stays balanced and fun for everyone. Banning Doombolt next week, and increasing the limit for Regiment of Renown from probably I would just up it to 5 at this point, because yeah, the Greenskins definitely struggle without all their balance of without the Regiments of Renown. Like, I still wouldn't want to see 8 units of Regiments of Renown, so maybe 5 is a better number. But yeah, we shall see what happens next week. Thank you everyone for joining me today, and yeah, see you all next week. It's a shame that Butcherbird was unable to join today because his faction was being picked, but we need to see somebody dethrone this guy from being the winner of always being the clear winner of the freaking tournament, man. We need to beat him now. We gotta... Oh, hey Loopy, didn't realize you're in the chat as well. It's been a while. Nice to see you here. Oh wait, you've actually speaked in chat earlier as well. Alright, nice to see you again, and yeah, everyone, hope you all have a nice rest of the week, and I'll see you all in the next one. Tacticology signing out.